Hi, everybody. It's your friend Corey at A Mighty Mushroom, and this is the Mighty Mushroom Show. The Mighty Mushroom Show or the A Mighty Mushroom Show, it's an open forum for people to come and talk about what's been going on in their business, in their life. We make fun of people sometimes. Sometimes people make fun of us. Even have trolls. Um, Actually, a troll posted today or the other day about how Kayla and I were conspiring to sell counterfeit purses on the internet or something ridiculous like that. Silly stuff. Anyway, if you're watching this video, I'm kind of waiting for some people to trickle in and come live with me, and then we will start our hearty discussion of the evening. I made kind of an interesting discovery about every day when you do something, you go out and you make moves and you put yourself in positions to take opportunities. At first, what happens is it looks like there aren't any opportunities at all because you're not putting yourself in the situations to have opportunities. So you're in a place and you're like, oh, there's nothing here. There's no way to make money. I just can't do it. And a lot of people do that before they've even tried. And every single day here, I'm like, I used to have that kind of mindset, and then I was just like, why don't I just like not think about it that way and think about it in the positive and start trying to like create opportunity instead of avoid opportunity. And my life has changed significantly since then. Are you drinking beer? Because I don't have any.
I do, and this is absolutely delicious. It's called Wailua wheat.
Is that made by what's the company?
Kona
Is it?
Brewing.
Yeah, I have the tap for that.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of the taps I got
This
today.
is like our
Kona.
favorite beer.
I got a coffee one, that wheat one, and then another one called like maybe longboard or something like that.
Yeah. So they actually didn't used to make the Wailua wheat for the what is it called? The
Consumer market.
No, the mainland.
Oh,
It used to only be on Hawaii that you could get this. And
interesting.
then we went to this brewery in Alaska when we used to live there, and they were able to get some up there.
Uh-huh.
And then when we moved to Washington, we couldn't find it anywhere. They're like, yeah, they don't bring it here. And so they just started bringing it to the mainland.
Interesting.
It's amazing.
That's cool. Yeah,
Highly recommend.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's so many pieces in that lot.
I was watching your haul, and it was super cool.
Yeah, cool to learn about. I mean, if you told me that unicorn one was worth like $60 to $70, I would have said you were crazy. Cause like I walked in, I kind of saw an opportunity. They were kind of just thrown in the corner, and I was like, "How many of these beer taps are there?" And the dude's like, "There's like around 100. There was 97 or 98. There's around 100." And I was like, "What do you want for them?" He's like, "Well, what will you pay me for them?" And
I hate that.
Yeah, well, he was the seller too, so I was like, "I'll give you $300." I just threw out a number, and he was like, "I want more like 500." And I was like, "No, I'm not gonna pay $5 a piece for those. I might pick through some and take some out for $5 or whatever. But for $3, I'll buy every single one of them." And he's like, "Well, meet me in the middle." And I was like, "What's the middle? 325." That's the number. That's what I paid for. So I paid roughly $3.30 a piece for them, and I think my average.
I think that's pretty great, actually.
I think the average is going to be around 15 because there's some
Yeah,
low.
but to only pay $3, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it fits into my average cost range, but it doesn't fit into my average sell range. But I thought they're easy to ship, they're easy to identify, they're easy to price, and there's going to be definitely like a dozen home runs in there.
Oh yeah.
The first one I picked up to check, so like they were sitting in my part of them were sitting in my passenger seat and the other ones were in the back of the car, and I was just like, I'm just gonna grab a random one. Like I went to go into the gas station or whatever, and then I came back out and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna grab one. I can't help it. I have to look one up. So I grabbed the unicorn one. I looked it up and I was like, whoa, that's
Yeah, so
cool.
that already pays for a nice chunk of like the entire thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, and there's a couple of them that are made by, like sometimes they do like the limited edition ones where like an artist will do it, and like there's a couple of them that are like by Montucky, and they're hand painted, enameled, and then signed by the artist. So those Montucky stuff is really, really popular. I don't know if you're familiar with Montucky cold snacks.
I am not.
It's a cheap lager beer, but they like use fancy packaging. It's good. It's a good beer, but it's not that good. They call them cold snacks.
Cold snacks. Okay.
Look, their logo is like a rainbow horse that's running or something. I don't even think it's made in Montana. I don't know why it's called Montucky. I think of like Montana as slightly backwards sometimes, so I thought that's why they called it Montucky, like Kentucky, but Montana. I don't know. So if you're just joining the chat, this is an open forum. It's usually an open forum between like 4 people, but that is the link. If you click that link with Google Chrome, you can jump into the chat and be a part of the discussion. Usually, I'll just like screen share and do things. I feel like we haven't done a show for a while, but it's not really true. We've been doing a lot more lately than we were just a few weeks ago, right?
Well, now that you're back in town and kind
Yeah.
of back somewhat on a normal schedule.
Yeah, yeah, I've been busting my ass. I'm trying to work as hard and as diligently as possible during the summer when the buying season is like when the opportunities are just everywhere, so that when even though I know my capital is going to be drained so hard by the end of, well, it's drained already. Um, by the end of the summer, and then when fourth quarter starts, I'm like, we're just gonna have an amazing amount of like awesome inventory. I think I sold 75% of everything that I had in stock during fourth quarter. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I don't really stock junk, I don't have a lot of junky stuff. I mostly have, I see a lot of junk. It's so weird. Like
Are
Kayla,
you
like,
gonna do you want to tell the story about the lady you yelled at today or no?
oh God, yeah. Can we tell a story?
Please do, because it was really funny.
Okay. All right. So I have a huge thing about people who lie and people who waste other people's time for their own amusement per se. And today I was headed out towards. I started out going to a town called Damascus, and there was a giant community garage sale or whatever, and there was 24 sales. And seriously, I didn't buy anything, and the only thing I took out of there, and I went to every sale because I was like, I can't just give up. I went to every single one. I didn't buy a single thing because it was all literally trash, like trashed everything. But there was one guy's driveway who had put some stuff out for free, and there was a pair of like new old stock Danner boots from maybe like the 80s. Really, really cool boots. So that's the only thing I got out of 24 sales. Then there was across the street, there was a few more sales. So I went in there and pitzed around or whatever. And so I was having very little success. So I was slightly on edge. I was like, geez, Louise, like, what are these people doing? Like, sit out here all day to try to sell your old sponges. Like there was no, I couldn't find. I scoured for value and I couldn't find any. I mean, and I'm pretty good at that. And I mean, I can't remember the last time I went to 24 sales in a row and didn't buy anything. So then I go across the street to the sale across the street, and it's the same, just straight up neighborhood junk. So I'm like, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going down the road. Going. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna go back to the office. I actually said to Kayla, like, I'm just gonna give up. I think I was like ready to give up. I had a lot of stuff to do at the office, and I still have a lot of stuff to do. Like tomorrow, I'm gonna hit like probably a couple of sales in the morning, but I still have organizational work to do for Kasia to come in and work. Her workspace is not complete yet, but I had to get some more supplies. So I may have to. We'll see. She'll have a place to work, and she'll like the first day. She's not really gonna be like. She's not really gonna be working in that space yet. She really needs to get a grip of like what we do and how we do it on a better level. So she'll start there. But I want her to walk in where everything is like, this is how we do things, and this is why from the very beginning. But okay, so that was like a Rob tangent. So I'm driving and there's this sign. It's like 30-year barn estate sale or something like that. It says it on the sign, and the signs are there's signs everywhere, like sign here, sign there, sign there. And somehow I missed one and I went sideways and there was some other sales down like in junk at farms. And I was like, yeah, the outlook isn't really that good. But there was just so many signs. So I followed the signs and there were like several people parked in this gravel driveway. And there was this little house back there. And I smelled the stank. I was like, oof. Because it was like 8 miles out in the middle of nowhere, right? I instantly was like, I smell the stank. Like there's something rotten in Denmark. How does that go? Help me out there.
Nope, can't help.
What? You can't help
Nope.
something rotten in Denmark? All right. So,
Hey, baby.
yes,
You're being
I'm too loud. Okay, I have to hold my voice down. Okay. I'm gonna. What in the heck? Okay, so I have to like. So, so I go to the sale, right? And I'm like, is this an estate sale? Like, okay, let me like go back a step. So like I walk up and it's like it looks like stuff that's been left in the rain. It looks like it's been on those tables for like a year. There's like dust. There's like the same layer of dust and crap all over everything. And it's nothing anybody would want. It was like just like old glass bottles and like partially wet boxes of envelopes. And I mean, like maybe there was like a dried rat somewhere. Maybe you could sell that. But I mean, there was just like, it was horrendous. There was like, just, I mean, there was nothing that you would, I was like shocked. So I said, is this an estate sale? Like, like, is this an estate sale? And she's like, well, it's a sale. And then I was like, do you know what an estate is? Like, legally, what an estate is? Because it seems like you don't really know what that means. And she straight up was like, yeah, I just said that to like get people to come here and buy stuff. Like, I don't know anything about that kind of thing. And you could tell that she was just like, she had done this before.
And she's
Obviously.
also like, dude, why are you on my ass about it?
Yeah, dude. And like she was getting slightly agitated and she was like, well, what's your point or what's your problem or something like that. And I was like, you're dishonest and no one wants your dirty crap. If you were honest, no one would want your crap either, but you wouldn't have dragged them out into the middle of nowhere to look at your dirty crap. And then I was like, it's like, did you have me come out here to like finance the dumpster that you're gonna use to throw all this crap away? And then I kind of like pshawed off, and oh my god, it's making me mad right now. Cause like I had limited time, and it seriously took like 20 minutes to get there, and it took like 20 minutes to get back. Green Thrifty Life. My sister did that. She posted in as a community sale when it was just her and didn't see the problem with it. Oh, Jesus Christ. So all the signs as I went back down the road, I just picked up the signs as I went back down the road.
Oh, you didn't tell that part of the story earlier.
Oh, no?
No.
No, yeah, that's what I did.
Oh my God.
Look, there was like 50 signs too.
I feel like there should be some kind of legal definition. Like when you have a yard sale or whatever, like like they say it's a huge yard sale, right? And you get there and it's like half a table.
Yeah, this was like one table of dirty crap, and it was like huge estate sale. And I was like,
That
whenever
makes me mad.
whenever anybody says huge, whatever, it's never true. Like, so
Ever.
this is rule one in estate or garage sailing. If you see the word huge, you know that it's bullshit. It's never true, ever, because these sales are never huge, because by nature they're small. They're people's estate and garage sales. So, that's larceny. God damn it! And it just chapped me. It's so funny though. So as I go back out the road, there's this restaurant liquidation. The restaurant's closing, and there's a restaurant liquidation sale. And when I'm passing by, I see that there is a cotton candy machine, like one of those giant industrial. I mean, this thing was huge. It had a bowl on it the size of like 17 of my heads, and my head is enormous. So then I walk up, and all those beer taps are there, and I was like, "Whoa, dude! Like that's such awesome karma! Like I totally saved a bunch of people getting screwed over by this lady." And I got rewarded with 100 beer taps for $3 a piece.
I mean, that's a fair trade-off.
Yeah. Took some action, got some results. Yeah, I puttered to some more sales, but why the tiara? Is this a tiara? I don't know what's happening. What's a tiara?
Oh, the royal wedding is tomorrow.
This guy's a tiara. What? Oh, everybody ready for their tiaras tomorrow? Is there a royal wedding?
Apparently.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of like blue
Anything.
blood.
The hunter just poured on.
I'm not a fan of like blue blood. The idea that somebody has the birthright to rule for some ridiculous reason. God save the queen from the people that are hungry. Let them eat cake. Yeah, what did you do today, Kayla?
What did I do today? I went to IKEA to get some storage shit for my storage unit.
Oof.
I did inventory. I sold a bunch more vintage mystery boxes, and I've actually sold a few more tonight, which is exciting.
You inspired me.
I know. No, that's okay. I mean, I copied everyone else because it's not like this was my idea. So.
Yeah, but then I was like, Kayla, can you post it for me too?
I did share it for you, to be fair.
That was nice. No, I mean, I was making fun of myself.
But I think I've done like $750 of mystery boxes.
How much?
Like $750.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm very happy about that. And I still have enough inventory to do like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 more.
4 or 5 more?
Mm-hmm, I think so.
I could do some really cool ones, but they would need to cost some money, and they wouldn't be $50.
Yeah. See, these are like, these are still good. They're just items that like I'm not excited about.
Yeah.
They're still $30 to $50 items. It's just I'd have to pay my lister to list them. I'd have to photograph them, and I'm just not feeling passionate about it. So it's like I'd rather take that stuff and that time and put it into something that I'm gonna feel better about too. So
I want to do like a $500 box that has a low resale of like 12 to 1500. that's not yeah, a low resale of a
You
low
would be.
resale of 12 to 1500.
I mean, that's doable, but you're gonna. Ugh. People are rough, man. I've watched some videos of people who bought mystery boxes and were very disappointed with them. So like, you'd really have
Dude,
to like
the
knock
people
it
who
out
are
of the
getting
park.
these boxes from me are gonna be like, what the hell? Like, how did I just get this for 50
You
bucks?
just want to make sure that expectations are,
Yeah.
you know,
I'm just saying they're gonna be awesome. That's all.
that's all.
That's
I think
all.
that would be fun. I think that would be a fun
Yeah.
mystery box. It was more fun doing vintage mystery boxes than I think it would have been to do like modern clothing.
I could do a $500 mystery box that you could start an eBay store with in multiple categories and learn about lots of really cool stuff. Like I could do a mystery box that was actually a tutorial about how to sell on eBay.
That's actually kind of a cool idea.
It's a really cool idea.
Most of the people in our circle, though, you know, our little internet circle,
Yeah.
are already
Yeah.
pretty well versed. So you'd have to find the right market to advertise it to.
Yeah, you have to find people who have the. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people who sell on Amazon who want to sell on eBay and just don't really know how.
That's true.
So it would be good to pair that with some other kind of educational like system. Yeah, I mean, if you follow my Instagram feed, that's all stuff that I like find. I mean, I post the super gems sometimes, but you don't see tons of amazing stuff unless you pay attention to my store. Like I can't today we shipped out like 40 orders, and I think that they were all really, really, really cool. I mean, there was probably like a wheelchair seat in there or something, but it's a really cool wheelchair seat. Poshmarkers who want to do eBay, exactly. I would love to partner up with eBay and be like, dude, eBay, let people know. Here it is. It's your eBay starter kit. God, I have good ideas.
You should write them down.
No way. That's why I have this channel. So I don't have to write anything now. I can barely use a pen. I can't walk and chew gum at the same time.
I believe that.
Link. Nicole gets so impatient. It's so funny.
Oh my God. She didn't wait like half a second between
I
those
know.
two questions.
Right.
Serious.
I just want everybody to know I did these mystery boxes to finance my hot tub. So
how many dollars do we have now for the hot tub?
250.
That's pretty good. Don't you only need like 350?
Yeah.
You just need to sell a couple more.
No, Nicole said she would give me $100.
I'll give you $100. I'm not kidding. I'm going to use that hot tub whenever I want, and I'm going to let Colleen use that hot tub whenever she wants too.
If I was local, I would be chipping in like that. Believe me.
I'm going to use that hot tub whenever I want. If I give you $100, like I want a key code.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. See, now you're taking it back.
She's like, well, then I don't know about my $100.
Every time Nicole walks into my office, she looks through every bin. She's like, what's in here? What's in here? What's in here?
I really want to go into his office one day, but he's always watching me. Like, he's never in his office.
She's like looking at how my desk is organized. She's like, why is that there? What are those? What is he doing with that?
I want to take one shoe and hide it in another bin location.
That's... As a reseller, that's like one of the most evil things you could possibly say.
Well, you know what that does? It pisses off me, it pisses off the customer, and it pisses off eBay. It's like the full circle of the triskelion of pissed.
But Nicole would think it's hilarious.
Yeah, Nicole thinks it's funny. Wow. I hope she wouldn't do that. That's why I watch her, though.
Well, like, you did just have a shoe on the floor. Not my problem.
A shoe fell off the rack. We were playing around with things. Get out of here.
What are you guys talking about? I just got done with a mentorship group.
Oh, cool. How did that go?
It went good. We stayed on for almost 2 hours talking, which was nice.
Yeah, cool.
Wow.
I want those. Oh man, I want you to find a pair of those red with black patent leather air up tempos in my size, please.
Oh,
Can
the
you do that
Bulls
for me?
ones. There's Joe. So I got them at a yard sale today. I saw them and I literally jumped out of the car and ran to them.
When I saw the picture, I was like, ah. I had FOMO. Because when you showed me that picture, I had gone to 24 sales in a row and not found anything besides those standard boots.
I basically found very little today. I need to make a YouTube video about it. I haven't put up any YouTube content lately, but I found some almost nothing, and then I saw those, and my luck kind of changed.
Yeah. Well, when your outlook changes, your luck definitely changes. I think personally, I don't believe in voodoo or anything, but I definitely am on the idealist side of things, where your thoughts kind of manifest your reality at least partially. Somebody calling me? Oh no, nice. I just sold a knife on eBay for $32.99.
That's awesome.
I love knives are really good on eBay. I had to get my Nicole left. My liability insurance is actually more because I sell knives.
Really?
Not
Because you have knives
substantially. It's
in
like
the
40,
building?
40 it's like $42 more per year because I have knives.
Even though you only have a handful? How many knives do you need to have?
One.
So what if you just have a knife in a kitchen, for cutting food? Is that, or is it because you sell them?
It's because you sell them. It's product liability. It's not liability of
Just from being
spatial. Yeah. It's kind of so let's say so there's certain things you just shouldn't sell, right? Like safety equipment, fire extinguishers. Let's say I sell Nicole a fire extinguisher and she pulls out of the box and it explodes.
Or it doesn't put out the fire.
Yeah, well that's easier than it exploding. It explodes and all of a sudden she's like, well, I got it from this guy. And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess she did. And I guess I sold it. So depending on what state you're in, you might have liability issues, So I have my liability insurance is like $2 million per event and $4 million total or something like that. So I have very strong coverage. I feel like my business is gonna be worth a lot of money, so I don't want something silly to come along that can be solved and mess it up. But yeah, insurance is expensive. Workers' comp here, somebody came out and checked out my office before it took me a long time to be able to bring John on board because I had that workers' comp. And because of the nature of what we do, they wanted somebody to see it. And basically they classified it as not risky, it's office work, but it's risky office work, something might fall on your head or
I must have clicked different buttons than you.
Mine's 2.2% of payroll.
No, I mean mine is what is it? It's under 2%. I have to look at the exact terms, but it's not risky. I didn't even have to I just did it all online and got approved.
Interesting. No, I
did it through QuickBooks because I have all of my payroll set up in QuickBooks and they have a program and I was like, yes, I need that. And then they sent me to a referral and then I bought it and then that was it.
Interesting. No, I called Safe, which is the nonprofit in Oregon that supplies workers' comp, and I did it all through them. But it was platted at 2.2%. But you know what? If that very small percentage protects me in case something that they say was or wasn't covered, because coverages have to do with and liabilities have to do with what people do. Like if you're an iron worker, it's probably 8%. It's a huge amount if you're climb up telephone poles or whatever. So the rate has to do with the nature of the position, which is interesting, and it has to do with the amount of like your estimated amount is like payroll. So like for example, I'm going to have like $70,000 in payroll, or that's what I estimate, and they're gonna adjust my rate. Now, if it changes, you can change it. It's not like set in
Yeah,
stone.
they do it by like month to month, and they adjust it.
Yeah. You can adjust it monthly, I'm sure. I haven't had to adjust it, and I've never had workers' comp before, so I'm not like an expert or anything, but I think you have to have it in every state. I don't think you can have employees without workers'
You
compensation
can't even do
insurance.
payroll without it. Like you literally like can't start. Most payroll places like won't even let you start it without it.
Yeah. I use Square for payroll. Costs $30 a month, and it's really easy. It's so nice. It like automatically pays everybody. So
My
I
friend
hope.
Robin's gonna jump in right now. Is that all right? She said that I needed to ask.
Why?
Yeah, I was like, she said, "Is this a private thing?" And I said, "No."
No.
She went to eBay yesterday and spoke at eBay in San Jose.
Oh, cool.
I think it's super cool. And I was like, come on. So she's with like
Yeah.
the new employee hires, which is like super badass in my opinion.
That's really cool. I've seen her on Instagram. It's Robin. I don't a little bunch of letters behind it, maybe.
Yeah, she's having to
Yeah.
open too. She's super cool. So yes, Robin, if you're watching this, please come on.
You need to be using Google Chrome though. So if you're not using Google Chrome, you need to download Google Chrome. It doesn't work well. There we go. Robin Haas. Hi, Robin.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
How's it going?
I'm good.
Wonderful. Well, welcome to
wait.
the forum, which is the Mighty Mushroom Show, or just a show. We should just call it a show thingy, right, Nicole?
Yeah, it's a thing. And Robin, thank you for jumping on.
I don't know if she can hear you. I
Can you
can't
hear
hear
us,
her.
Robin, you're muted.
Robin.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to stop the echo. Somehow there's an echo, and I don't.
Do you have the
Oh, I know where it's at. Here, I think
you-
I found it.
if you
There we
pop out?
go.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
Yeah. Woo!
Was it the
Hot
YouTube?
diggity. I was like, I am going crazy in my head. The hell! I've got too many voices.
Yeah, I struggle
Sorry.
with the
Sorry. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Robin.
Hi.
So, where are you in? You're in San Jose?
No, Sacramento, California.
Sacramento. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
which is literally, if you were flying by like the Crow, it would be 2 hours. But if you're driving to San Jose, it takes you like 4 hours because of traffic.
Got it.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nuts.
It was.
You probably met Robin because you came down to the meetup with me, and she was there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
Really?
there. I bought the shirt from Griff.
Oh my God! Yes. Okay. See, I was like having a fangirl moment with Nicole. So you probably were standing right in front of me, and I was still looking over in that direction.
Oh yeah, that's okay. I'm good with that.
Yeah. You're like, you suck.
No.
I totally get it.
I'm barely ever paying attention to anything that's going on anyway, so it's okay.
It's kind of like me. Like I'm kind of like, at least I'm not like my bully who thinks the world revolves around him. But I try, but I get really squirrel. So,
Tell
I'm
us
trying
about yesterday. I want to know more about it.
Yeah, so it's so basically, as you said, Nicole, it's meeting the new employees. This was one of the biggest classes they had, so it was 250 people, and basically they invite they kind of invite some. Well, I've been doing this like I think like 15 times now. I think 15 times. I think. So they kind of bring back some familiar faces. Yesterday was the first time they had 2 new sellers. And so what they do is you come in, you get all your garb, you get mic'd up, or I say mic'd up, it's not really mic'd up, but they just prep you to make sure you understand that not to talk over each other. And then we walk on stage. And if you guys have ever been to eBay Open, I know some haven't, but there's this wall of people clapping. It is the most intense thing. So they open the doors and there's this roar of people yelling and screaming and chanting your names. And it's like, wow, this must what the red carpet must feel like. So you go, and of course I'm always like the silly one because I just get so hyped up. I'm like my dog with my ball. And so basically you get on stage and then they just start asking questions. Brian, it used to be Griff who used to do it, and Griff and I used to banter back and forth a lot. We were all over the place. Brian came into it and he basically had a lot of questions written out. So he would ask questions like, what are some of the sellers' pain points? So it started at one end. And by the time I got to meet to Sherry and Alan and myself, we had already figured out like, okay, I'm totally going to have like a heyday with these pain points. So yeah, so that's what we did. So then we spent about an hour on stage just kind of telling our experiences. Now mind you, there's like 8 of us. So, maybe like 15, 20 minutes a piece kind of thing, like if that, like there's some who don't even really speak, which is kind of curious because they really do want to hear from you. So then they line up microphones and it's kind of a Q&A, which is kind of cool. It is really kind of cool. And then after that, you get off the stage. And then what's supposed to happen is each seller is supposed to go to a table and basically the Q&A starts again. And it's a dinner and you get eBay swag and you get all the numbers and emails of these eBay employees who soon become bosses, which is really cool. So yeah, so it is really cool. And that's why I'm trying to get you down there, Nicole, because it would be nice to have, there's a lot of men on stage. I'm not trying to be like all pro woman here, but it's so top heavy. And I'm just always like, hey, look, I think you need to give them perspective. Like get it from mom's perspective, get it from a seller who's changed her brand or whatever, because I'm kind of a small seller compared to most people. I mean, I wasn't the smallest yesterday. That was kind of exciting. I threw my own party up on the stage. So it was really cool.
So what were like some of the pain points that, like, I don't know if you're allowed to like talk about or not, but like what are some of the pain points?
Oh yeah, it's not like your influencer calls where you guys are under key and lock. Yeah, basically we talked about Best Buy. So basically the money. We kind of like the Poshmark way where you automatically get a payment. I mean, the Poshmark way is basically your product goes, the customer gets it, and then the money gets released into your, like.
I'm sorry?
Vault or bank. They offer you something, the person buys it, and you don't get the money. And I just like, dude, if they want the item, then why the hell do I have to wait 3 to 7 days, whatever the seller puts on their thing? So they just got to work on that. And then we talked about the app, how the PC is different than the eBay app. And we'd like to see it as not 2 different things, but as one. So basically, even if the seller who likes to list on the PC is looking at the same thing that as a seller who likes to do all phone. Because right now it's like stupid. Or you come up with a seller app so that I don't have to waste my time with all the other stuff. Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you agree with these pain points?
All of them.
See, yay! So, and then we also talked about this is something where it comes out of you guys are way more techie than me, but we talked about the catalog, the UPC thing, like where whatever, like okay,
structured data,
structured data,
UPC codes, MPNs, model part numbers.
Yes. Do you find that necessary? Like, I'm just wondering if it, like, I don't find it, like, who does that? Amazon, maybe? Does Amazon do something like that?
I think for things that are in the box, anything that's in a box, if you can include that information to make it searchable, you should. It just makes the listing quality better. And eBay has a huge problem with listing quality. So I want to buy a Nest camera on Amazon. I look up Nest and I hit a blue button and I buy it. On eBay, I have to like look around and make sure I'm getting this or that or whatever. It's very convoluted. And if you can just type in the UPC number and then the ones that are, like associated with that come up, or I just think that it allows them to categorize things differently. It's very. What's annoying? The annoying part is that if you don't put in UPC information, if it's new, then it makes you go back and say it doesn't have one or whatever. That adds a process that's really, 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 really annoying because
Right.
sometimes they don't. Okay.
It also marks your item as new. It doesn't mark it as new anymore. Like, so if you go back in and you put no UPC for certain products, I've noticed
Not
that
new
when you're
anymore.
looking, it doesn't say new. You know how it like flashes new or whatever underneath the listing on the app? That isn't there anymore if you haven't put the UPC code in for certain items.
That's crazy.
Do you think comparing, and this has to do with the app, do you think comparing the price, like understanding market price by looking at sold, do you think that's like very robotic, or do you think that there's an art to that?
Ooh.
I think
yeah, I'm kind of there too. I think I'm thinking it's more robotic than organic. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things about this app and how it filters. So let's just look at my app, okay? See if we can see it. Oh, maybe I can do this. Hold on. Okay. See if I can get in here. It's a little bit.
Maybe come up and over. I was like,
what's up?
Put your so here, if you like with your phone, if you kind of like tap, put your hand in front of the screen and it will like make it pick up easier.
Put my hand in front of the screen.
Tap it.
Tap it. I have a shitty camera. Anyway, so at the so at the top of the app, if we're looking at the app, it says guaranteed 3-day delivery right there. I know you can't really see it, but
yeah, okay.
What if that was a button so you could toggle between sold and listed? Like, how much time would that one thing save you? Like, it would
I think we want that. I don't think that.
I'm agreeing with her about the we need a seller app.
Exactly.
Yes.
So yeah, if it was a seller only app, I absolutely think that's something that we would all use.
But I also think that you're wrong about that, and I'll tell you why. Because the great thing about eBay is you can understand market information. Let's say there's one for sale and it's $199.99. You have no idea about the price, and you look at the solds, and the past ones have sold for like 45, 50, 60, 70, whatever, and you're like, oh, okay, this person's like price gouging because they have the only one. And then you can make a fair offer based on what the market is. So I think that's why it's an art. Because if you're only looking at sold pricing, you're not even getting half of the picture. Yeah,
there's so much more than that.
I don't just look at so when I looked at pricings, I actually looked at the active listings first. And if there's no active listings if there's like 100 listings and they're all like $10, I'm like, okay, I don't even need to look at this.
Like I'm not going to take the risk in a category. Like when I look at shoes, if I scroll down and I'm not seeing $100, $200, $70, and I'm seeing like 15, 20, if I'm seeing prices under a certain value, even if there's spikes in the solds, I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm agreeing with you. That was very long-winded of me. I'm sorry.
Welcome to my world.
I can think of 1,000 things that would be better for a just seller app. So I feel like we're very far from there, though.
But that doesn't mean you're not wrong about the little button I was talking about.
It would still be nice. I think it would be nice.
It'd be awesome for both buyers and sellers. No, didn't eBay buy Terapeak?
Yes, I think so. You guys probably know better than me because if your influencer's on that call.
Well, they announced it.
So there you go. Okay. Thank you, Corey. You totally just spiked my almost dead mind. That's what we talked about. We talked about this dissemination of information. Dude, it sucks within their own organization and it sucks outside the organization. So my biggest complaint while I had Mr. Chrislin next to me was, dude, you guys have eBay influencers, you give them information, but and I'm not all, but there is a few that disseminate the way they want to, however they want to say it. And it's like, dude, it's not pure information. So if you have a YouTube video now or a YouTube channel, why are you not utilizing it then to get the information out, or send an email like you do with coupons and everything else? Because guess what? I'm on my phone 40,000 times a day. I would probably get that message way faster than I would the influencer phone call, or, you know, whatever, how they're getting it out. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, because even in the organization, like when we ask them point blank, how many people here actually sell on eBay? Corey, it was surprising to me. Like, I was like, what? Out of 250, there's only 4? How is it that you guys are going to understand? I mean, let alone the buyers, but the seller experience? Like, dude, no wonder you guys are throwing stuff out there and like thinking that we're not going to be pissed off. Like, duh. So,
well, I think that eBay in general has, well, there's 2 things that go along with that. Their complete inability to integrate with social media on their own.
Yes.
1. And 2,
that's a great one.
The complete lack of ability to communicate like deadlines, messages across their platform. Like, if I'm about to get a defect because I don't realize a return is about to be due, my screen should be red and it should be like the highest priority, and they should they should stand behind their priority of how they want things run by actually creating some tools so that you can actually like.
Oh my gosh, I talked to them this week and I was like, hey, you know what'd be really cool? You know what my wish is? Like, my number one wish is like, okay, you want us to ship out next day, right? And like the post office, like the postman will literally come to my door and pick up my package. That's great. Why can't I schedule a pickup on the eBay site? Or why
shit?
You know, why can't
no
I be
kidding.
Like, if I have
no
a package,
kidding.
And you know, if I have it clicked in my settings, it says yes, schedule pickup. You automatically do that. I don't even have to click a new button. It's like a button I can choose yes or no on, and like it's either on or off sort of thing, to where like they automatically say, oh, Nicole sold a package, postman, you better go pick that up.
Yes.
And then I just leave it at my door.
And also it should tell you, like, you should get an alert saying, hey, there's a scheduled pickup. Like, automatically.
Why don't they work with like, okay, Amazon sends me a photo of where my item is placed when it's delivered.
Oh, really? Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
like, eBay should be able to do the same thing.
They should.
They don't even have to do the same thing. They just have to they're using these
better.
They're using antiquated tools to solve these more modern problems.
The fact that I have to go to a different site to schedule pickup and get another account with another company but I'm buying shipping through you. I know it's through UPS or USPS.
Pitney Bowes.
But like, why can't eBay just automatically have that schedule?
Because they never thought about it and they never integrated it.
I complained to them this week about it.
It's completely logical. It is an absolute, like, these requests that, like, simple things that would save hundreds of hours. Like,
and it's a thing they can boast to people, being like, our shipping isn't confusing. And if you put, you know what I mean? It's like a draw for people.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing we talked about, you guys. So we got percentages. Was it from Brian or was it from, I can't think of the name right now. It'll come to me in a minute. About how they're losing sellers by the hordes daily, and they're trying to recruit more, not only buyers, right? So they're trying to create more buyers for us, but also sellers, because when our people like Sherry and Alan, who are 80-year-old vintage sellers, are gone, or the people who have literally went with the urban legend that eBay is dying, then what happens? So, and they're not getting any, and then what was the other statistic they brought up? Something about the millennials, something about they're trying to lower the age of sellers. So like right now, I think the average age is like anywhere from 29 to 35, and they're trying to get to like, 22 to whatever, which makes sense because you want innovation and maybe, I don't know, who knows, but it was interesting. And then there also was Basil, who I'll get more information for you guys from him on the meetup, because he's the guy who's in charge of all the shipping. So he's kind of an interesting dude to talk to too.
So I'm going to stop you there for a second, because I don't understand the context of all of this. You kind of started into this whole story, but you didn't tell us why you were at eBay. We don't even know who you are.
Oh, yeah. I was just the crazy girl with the flowers in her hair. Okay, you mean the eBay coming eBay Summit, or just
Sure, if that's what you're talking about. No one even said eBay Summit, so we don't even know what that is. So, as a context, you kind of popped in here and started talking, and I seriously don't even know where you were and why you were there and what event was going on.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. Okay, sorry. So it is a program that they have called Becoming eBay Summit, and it's specifically only for new employees. So it's a 3-day
But you're not an eBay employee, right?
No, but they bring us sellers in on the last day to basically give them touchy-feely with the sellers to figure out, to ask questions, because what you're dealing with is 250 different departments all mingling together, and they want to get the seller's experience and hopefully honest feedback, which I think they probably, out of the 8, they probably got 50%, because people are afraid to say what they mean. So yeah, so then they entice you with a meal, and you come, you talk, and hopefully you give some good stuff to them. So how I got involved with that is because I'm really involved with eBay in general, the meetup groups. So I do a lot of, and I was also at one time a PayPal employee. So, so yeah, right. So that's how I got to meet a lot of the executives, because I was on the marketing team at PayPal. And that's how I met the marketing team from eBay, where at one time it was Wafadial, which was the dragon lady, and they would send me in because somehow we just really meshed well. And it was what we did, what our team did was we represented the biggest titanium seller, which is PayPal digital gifts. So eBay cannot sell their own gift cards on their platform. They have to have a third party come in, where that's where PayPal came in, and we sell the cards for them. So basically it was a constant, it was like a sister thing. I was constantly bickering and fighting, and oh, it's crazy.
Sounds like a Ponzi scheme to me.
Well, I don't know if it's a Ponzi scheme, but definitely not. I don't even know how really how illegal that is, but it's a monopoly for sure. Because if you go under PayPal digital gifts, I think it's PayPal_digital_gifts, you will see they are insane on their sales. I mean, it's insane. So that's how I got connected to eBay. And because I started questioning a lot of their processes, like why, they just thought she would be fun. And then I'm just kind of a goofball and all over the place. And I'm a seller. That's how I got hired at PayPal, was because I was an eBay seller. And how I got that job, that was I was standing in a grocery line, and I was complaining about something about eBay.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I was in a grocery line. I was in a grocery store line, going to the customer service to do my packages, and I was complaining about something about eBay or something, and the person turned around, was the person who worked for PayPal, and said, hey, you should come and talk to blah blah blah, Scott Henshaw, who then at one time was working for eBay but then switched over to Pay. It's very confusing. It's very
yeah,
what is that, ancestral? So yeah. Well, because they separated, right? eBay and PayPal were together, and then they had a huge blowout, and they separated, and the campuses are literally less than a mile apart from each other. So then they had to jump ship. So Scott Henshaw thought PayPal was a really good company, went, and then because you leave, now everybody hates you because whatever. So that's how we met, and then he just liked my vibe, and so he gave me a contract. And so every week for the first 4 weeks, I drove my happy ass down there, and yeah, and then I kind of contributed in my own way, and yeah, which was probably not a lot. Coffee girl. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh, Corey Corey, will you get me some coffee? Corey fired someone for asking for coffee.
What? Wait, sorry. What? He fired somebody because somebody asked for coffee?
Yeah.
It's true.
Wait, because you don't drink coffee, or what happened?
That's a gross misunderstanding.
Yeah.
No. Do you want to hear the story?
Yes, totally.
I mean,
Dude,
okay.
I watch your videos, man. Like when I'm driving, like I can't actually watch your videos, but like I just hear you talking and you crack my ass up. Listen, I've got spit on my windshield from where I almost
Corey, you did
holy
that.
shit, I'm about to crash.
All right, Corey, tell the story. Tell the story.
Okay.
Tell me the story.
So I decided I had hired a contractor. I was running my own business called Delivery Dudes, do a delivery, doing reselling on the side. I just come back to the United States from Argentina, so that's like the context. I didn't have enough time to list stuff, so I hired a contractor who previously worked for me. He had to leave, so I had to find somebody else. So I put it out on Craigslist, and I started finding people who had like kind of fashion or photography experience, along with maybe a little bit of e-commerce. Found some people, hired 2 of them. One of them, I was very clear with. I had some doubts initially. She kept pushing back the date that she wanted to start, and I was already annoyed. Okay, so the process is this: they come get the tubs of stuff from me. I pay them a trip fee, and then $2 per listing. So it's like a rotating cycle. So they come, I pay them, they take stuff, they leave, they come, I pay them, they take stuff, they leave. That's basically the process. So on the first one, I usually will go to their house or where their office space is or whatever. The contractors, they need an office space. I was going to her house. On this one, I was kind of busy, so actually I wanted her to come get the stuff, but there was something wrong with her car. So I was like, all right, awesome. I'm just going to go down there. I'm going to bring the stuff, and I'm going to check the place out. Like, does she live, like, are there rats running around on the floor? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some of this stuff has some value to it. So see where she lives and what's going on. So I say, hey, I'm going to come by at 9, and she's like, oh, can you be more like 10? And I was like, listen, I'm busy. It needs to be at 9. She's like, I can't do it until 10. And I'm like, all right. If you can't do it until 10, we'll do it at 10. So I get in my car. It's like 9:30. I live about 20 minutes. Every time I touch my hair, take a drink. Everybody be wasted. Okay, so I'm on the way to her house with the stuff, right? And I'm about a third of the way there, and she sends me a message. Oh, on the way, could you pick up some coffee?
Oh shit.
Like you were the errand boy.
Wait. Could you pick up some coffee? I'd like a double macchiato bullshit frappa lappa lappa. And like she actually put her order in there.
Wow.
And I said, I really I hope you're not joking right now. I hope you're actually being serious because you haven't even started and you're fired. Like, are you serious? Like, you asked me to come at 10, you push my schedule back, and then you asked me to get coffee? What planet do you live on? Sorry. That was very loud. My wife.
Honestly, I get angry just hearing that story. Like the nerve of someone, I can't.
How could you, it's like, are you delusional? I hired you because I don't have time. I didn't hire you so I could get you coffee.
But maybe you could take her dry cleaning too, like when you go back.
Yeah. Because like in the beginning, it's like, well, I need to find somebody I can like walk on because those are the best people to work for. This Kimosabe is no doormat. It's just like
Right.
I really respect people. I have great working relationships. I have great employees. I'm bringing another great employee on Monday, like a new hire who seems really, really excellent and is going to work great. So it's not that I don't have problems with employees generally, but
oh, I wasn't taking that way, but still, that's a lot of wow. That's like cojones to.
That I sat. My ears were ringing because I'm like, this like.
Dude, I have an issue when my boss asks for coffee. I'm like, what? No. No.
Yeah.
I don't even want to like get myself coffee in the morning, let alone like it's like a thing I have to do, not something that I'm like, oh, let me go do this. Like, I'm not gonna get you coffee. No, I've never met you.
You want to work for me. I don't want to work for you.
You're so mad right now, still talking about it, Corey.
Like, look at throbbing
Yeah.
vein in my.
Corey, tell us about. Wait, hold on. Okay, I need one more Corey story, and the Corey story that I'm gonna choose that might push you over the ledge. So I'm excited about it. You don't have a hot tub to chill out in, so
That statement alone just
I have
puts
a
him
hot
over.
tub.
I'd like to stop you for a minute and make an announcement. If everybody should know this, but I am putting an inflatable hot tub at my office, and I want you, the audience, to pay for it. So, if you'd like my email address, you could DM me on Instagram, a mighty mushroom, or you could just do it right through this chat.
Or you could buy a mystery box.
Corey, let's do a thing. I have a good idea. Ready?
What?
Okay.
Ready?
Okay. Put your PayPal me link in the chat. Okay.
What is it? I don't know
PayPal,
how to.
you have to make your little PayPal me link. And then we have a PayPal ex-employee in the chat, so she might be able to help you if you don't know how to make it. And then we'll stay on the show and tell everyone, until people give us the money.
Well, then we'll be here forever.
Like a telethon?
There's only like 10 people watching this show.
Yeah, they're gonna get tired of us real quick.
I like your mentality. I just don't know.
Look, Destroy Family actually would like to buy something from you. Imagine that, like actually selling things for money instead of just begging for it.
I know, it's great.
Okay, look, I need you to tell. Corey will tell a story if someone gives him $5 to his PayPal me.
I don't think anybody wants to hear a story that
Like,
badly.
everyone's-
This story's a good one. I heard it in my text earlier. So
let me
it's
get a
about him going to a yard sale.
Already
we
told that
told
story.
that.
We already told the story.
Oh,
You
I missed
missed
But I
it.
can tell a story about how I got attacked by a raccoon.
Oh, that's a deep cut. That's a deep cut. I
I
remember
want
that from the
to know.
early
Wait,
That was
I missed-
early.
I missed the live part where you talked about the sale. Can you tell it again, please?
Oh my god, are you serious? Like, I'm trying to set up a PayPal me thing. My PayPal me link. Hold on, let me do. I gotta
Brian
focus.
says he'll give you $5 to not tell story. I've got $5 in on that also, actually.
Awesome. I'll take that. Like, just somebody give me something.
I will give you $10 to tell a story because I need to see your face.
Okay. Oh,
I think you could just rewatch the video.
she wants to inflame me.
Yeah.
Again.
Didn't have me poking at him while he told the story.
Oh, look, Michelle also has $5 on no stories.
Okay.
You're gonna bank more money that way.
Wait, here we go. Here it is. Here's my. That's not it. Oh, I fucked it up. Oh man, I messed up my.
Robin, can you tell him how to make a PayPal me?
Oh my gosh.
It's
No,
like right on the main.
It's like right on the main page.
No, I will not.
She's like, I don't work there anymore.
So hard.
I'm trying to save everybody. No, I will not. I will not teach Corey.
What is grab this link? How do I? Okay, add what? Choose your theme. Pink. Okay, awesome.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Create your PayPal.me. It's PayPal.me/Mighty Mushroom.
Don't forget to put A in front of it.
No, there's no A in front of it actually. Shit. Oh well, we can use this one for now and then. God dang! I just want to complete the task. Okay, look at that. PayPal.
I mean, in the time he's complained, I've sold like $800 worth of mystery boxes. I could buy almost 3 hot tubs now.
Wait, in the last 10 minutes?
No, in the last 2 days.
You can stick your
Oh.
thumb up your butt.
I sold enough to where if I put my money with your money, we could buy
a real hot tub.
Yeah.
a nice one.
A nice,
Okay.
like a 10-person, and have
With
it installed for us. Because we actually put in work.
Yeah, I don't know, Corey. Every morning I get a text and I said, "Can you please give me $100?"
Every morning.
I went through a phase.
And I'm like, "No, I don't even answer him. I never answer him."
That's the best.
I wonder if that'll work for me. If I could just start texting people like, "Hey, I want $50."
I think he thinks he's gonna wear us down, but he's not.
I don't want $50. Like, I just want the hot tub. I don't care
I think
about
it's
the
called
$50.
QVC, right? Or HSN or whatever. Don't they have that?
See, nobody understands this, that it's not about the money, it's about community. And when the community comes together to buy me a hot tub, it strengthens the community.
The community that won't be able to get any use out of it.
I was like, wait a minute. Like, dude, how does the person in SAC get to use it? I think that's a big load of horse shit. I mean, sorry, can we cuss on this channel?
Oh, I certainly hope so.
Absolutely. It's not monetized. It's not monetized.
I'm in trouble if we can't.
Yeah. Ooh, dude, you're so dumb.
I told you. No,
She's like,
no.
send.
No, listen.
Send me $100.
I told you I would send you $100. I was not lying. And I want access to the hot tub, but not only for me, for my employees who might be tired after a long day of work.
No.
I gave you the terms.
I didn't agree to them, first of all, and second of all, I'm gonna set up a fee system as well. So if there's a beer can, it's like $15. I'm gonna bill you for any mess that they make.
Fuck your fees because I just gave you $100.
Oh my.
Also, I'm gonna want clean water in it every time I use it.
I don't think that's how hot tubs work.
So I'll tell you a day before I'm gonna come over and you can clean it up and then I'll be there.
I was gonna make a joke about a squirrel.
What is happening right now?
Robin, help us.
We just have
the mighty mushroom.
We just have a lot of fun.
I love it.
There is no structure to this channel. You were like, "Is it private?" And I'm like, "No."
I started grinding it out at about 7 o'clock this morning, and I finished up at about 7 o'clock tonight. So by this time, I'm usually so tired, I'm delirious. Look at my eyes.
Your mom just said in the chat, "That is such a strange employee bonus. Go over to this weird guy's house and just use the hot tub."
It's not my house. It's my office.
It's even weirder because it's not like a private house. It's on a busy.
You have to go down an alleyway to get to your office.
Creepy murder alley.
I know. There's my office is full of potential murder weapons.
Super creepy murder alley.
Yeah.
I was like, is this really where your business is? We have to walk down this creepy murder place.
Yeah, and the walls are crumbling slightly, and you can see the boards.
Big wrought iron gate, and it creaks when you open.
Yeah, it screams when you close it.
By the door.
It screams when you close it.
And he has a legit dungeon.
Oh yeah, it has everything.
I would go in the dungeon. Hazel went in the dungeon because Corey's like, "There's a dead rat down there. You want to go see it, Hazel?" He brought my daughter in the murder dungeon to show her a dead.
Robin is never coming to Portland.
I put her daughter to work unloading my car.
Oh
and I paid her with a piece of cheap Benihana ceramic.
It's on her dresser too. She loves it so much.
You're cheap child labor.
What did you get for
I'll give you the bureau.
I look across the street and Hazel's carrying a box.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Stop.
Wait, You
We-
painted with like a tiki cup or something?
Yeah. And it's like the happiest she's ever been.
It's like, this is so bomb. This is rad.
Oh my god, she loves it so much.
Can you put some rum in this for me, Mom?
She's like, what can I put in it? I'm like, anything you want, sweetie. Dream big.
Jello.
Corey, okay, so I gave you $100. Can you tell me the story? Thanks.
Yes.
Oh my god.
can
Can I
tell
pay you
the
$100 to
story.
not hear it again?
Yeah, put $100 in so I can use that hot tub.
I sent money.
You sent money?
I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I
Okay,
did.
so you didn't hear the whole you were. I thought you were listening because we were talking about air up tempos. I went to 24 sales. All of them sucked. The only thing I got was a pair of Danner boots. They're basically new, but they were in somebody's junk pile. So everything that was like for sale was hot, stinky trash. It was like, here's my bag of used napkins. I know you've been looking for one all day. Like it was so bad. It was like dirty vacuum cleaner bag. You know, like it was just a series
Anyone.
of
Okay, I made you
mess.
cover my mic.
It's like yeah, it's like I don't want to buy your expired condoms. Like why are they? I mean, it was just it was terrible. So I'm already frustrated. I'm already frustrated, and I see this sign like huge 30-year estate sale, itty bitty waggity waggity, whatever. So like, and then there's signs like every 100 yards is a sign, this way, that way, this way. I'm like, damn, they went through a lot of effort to get you. So like, that's why I kept going. Maybe if it was one sign, it would have stopped. Right? So it just the signs kept going, and it was like 6 or 7 miles from highway. You know what? Like Highway 26 is through like Sandy, basically.
Following those signs is how people get murdered.
Yeah, dude. Well, Well, making people follow those signs is how you get murdered in this case.
Okay, so
Jeez.
what happened? So you followed the signs and you got there. How was the sale?
It was horrendous, and it was like a funny joke, right? So, um, I walked up and like there was just basically like one table that was like under this awning, but it looked like it had not been under that awning that long. There was like, you know, when like dust gets mixed with rain and it makes like that patina, like the rain dust patina. Everything had like this patina of dust and rain, and obviously it had been sitting there for a long time. And I asked her, "Is this an estate sale?" And she said, "It's a sale." And I said, do you know what an estate is? Like, do you know what the legal concept of what an estate is? An estate is like basically your net worth. That's what an estate is. And this should be part of somebody's net worth, but it's all trash. So I don't think you can call garbage part of your net worth. So
God, wait, did you actually say you can't call garbage?
Oh, I told her everything there was garbage. So and she knew it too. So I said there was I mean it wasn't all in this order, but I got more heated as like she kept making these like excuses and I just got more heated. You know how I am, I just get heated. And
We know.
You pulled your hair a lot, didn't you?
So I said, like, you're dishonest and nobody. I actually like recorded this, so it's like on my phone. Like
Oh
while
my
I was
God,
saying,
Corey,
I recorded
were you
it.
the only one there too?
No, there were other people there.
What?
I said you're dishonest and no, like, She said, oh, I just used those signs to get people here. So I said, like, why did you call it an estate sale? Like, this is not an estate. It's not an estate sale. And she's like, oh, I thought it's a sale. You know, she was like kind of like that, like I used it to get people here, and I'm like, so I said, this is like in my own words, you're dishonest, and no one wants your dirty crap. Even if you were honest, no one would want it either. Probably, like that wouldn't really change anything. But and then I said, maybe your goal is for people like me to finance a dumpster to get rid of this stuff.
I can't believe you said it. Okay, so then you took down all of the signs.
So when I was leaving, she kind of laughed uncomfortably and like,
I wonder why.
and she kind of admitted that. I mean, it was kind of like an admission that like this was a hoax, right? Because it's a hoax. It's false advertisement. That's not what it was, and it was far out. If it was like 2 feet away, but you had to go a substantial distance to get there. Okay, and you it was just rude. It was really really rude. So what happened is this is amazing. I went back down the road and started collecting the signs. Well, then I noticed the signs went in this other direction, so I started following the signs. And I go up to the sale, and it's like some old dudes that buy like storage lockers, just slightly down the road. And they didn't really have any signs or anything. There was like a sign like right on their property, but if you didn't know it was there, you wouldn't have known. And I roll up and I start looking at it. I find a little bit of Sony stuff, and I find a little bit of this, and I find a little bit of that, and then I find like a somewhere between $300 and $1,000 High Times magazine shirt, some Apple shirts from like the 80s and 90s, some whiskey shirt like T-shirts from like the 60s and 70s, some cool like Portlandia kind of stuff from the maybe like 80s or 70s, all $2 a piece. So yeah, it was like a crazy score. So then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep popping up these signs. So I went through and popped up some more signs, and then all of a sudden I roll up and there they are, like 100 beer taps just sitting there, like all kinds of like the unicorn one that's on
Oh my God.
Instagram. That's like a $70 beer tap, and that's pretty awesome. Yeah, Destroyed Family asked me if I'd sell it to him for $20. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. Because I have money invested in this stuff as a whole lot. I'm going to try to get market value for those. So you can have first dibs on it. I'll give you a little bit better deal. I'll give it to you for like 50. That's the lowest I'll go though, because it's worth more than that, and they seem to sell very fast. The ones that are listed for 100 to 120. There's no listed under 100. So that's the only one I really researched, but there's 100 of them, and
Wait, there's 100.
no, there's 100 beer taps. There's only one unicorn. It seems like that was a very limited deal. That it's kind of sought after, so it's probably some kind of limited edition. But there's several dozen. I think there's several dozen really good ones and a dozen excellent ones. So, sometimes when you do the right thing, it pays off.
Did you repoint her signs towards that guy's cell?
I wish I would have. No, I just like threw them in the dumpster behind the Circle K or whatever that was.
Oh my God.
I pulled the one off the main road too. I was like, this is like scandalous, man. If she just said like garage sale or something, but it was like 30-year estate sale, and it was not any, and there was no confusing her signs or her handwriting because they were all handwritten by her. It wasn't like this was a sale with the same color plaque that had the same handwriting. That wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I specifically, before I went in to start to get upset, I said, "Is this everything?" And she was like, "Yes, this is everything." And I'm like, "Oh God, we have to have a talk here." It's not okay to do that.
We gotta have a talk. So I went to a sale today, and on the sale, on like my little yard sale map thing, it was like community sale. Most of the 111 houses in our community are having a garage sale. I was like, cool, it's gonna be huge. Like, I love community sales. Yeah,
I hate those, especially after today.
It was one house. It wasn't the house with the ad.
So they just did that to get you to go there?
I think, like, yes.
If I went there, because Nicole was like, "You should come over here. There's all these sales," and I was like, "I don't want to really do that." And if I would have gone there and done that, and that would have happened, seriously, I would have murdered you.
No, well, there was other community. I went to 2 other community sales that were pretty good, but that particular one literally was like
a scam.
I should show you the Craigslist ad. It literally said 111 houses. Most houses a part of the sale. Like, I was like, cool. I was planning to spend an hour in that community because I kind of like blocked out my day. Joe and I drove through the community like twice because we were so confused. We were like, and there was a sign at the entrance to the community that said like huge neighborhood sale, but it was only one house.
Huh.
And I think she put that sign there and then it was just her house.
Yeah.
So yeah, people are getting dishonest, I guess. What are you doing tomorrow? Are you going selling?
I have several options. I really need to. The honest truth is, I need to go to the office and finish the work that I didn't get done today. I don't ever like to sacrifice buying, so I'll probably buy for just a couple of hours in the morning just to get out there and get a few items. We have like in my office, there's like a requirement. So 45 items. Everybody's on salary, including me, and we have to list. We have to list 900. We basically have to list $1,000 in. We have to list $1,000 a day right now, and we're gonna get better than that. But I think it's 12. It's 1,200. It's 45 items with an average price of. There's a metric that we have, but so I have to have 45 items for that to happen.
Oh, right, because that's your job.
Yeah. Amazing tap handles.
I
Whoa.
found a blog site with your unicorn and it talks about it. It has a color changing LED horn.
Nice.
That's amazing.
No, it doesn't.
Love it.
No, sorry.
Oh.
They made a statue of the Papsicorn. It's Pepper the unicorn. They made it 6 weeks before they released that handle in Portland, and they had like a huge event around it.
Oh, cool. I have one. That's really cool. Yeah, so I went to I sat on that pedestal. They wouldn't let anybody sit on it, so then I went up and sat on it because they had guards guarding it so that you couldn't sit on it, and I'm not joking. D. Antwoord played at this festival. It's the Pabst Music Festival. It's been in Portland for years. So this was 2014. That was the first event. So this will be the fourth year because it's definitely coming back. The Pabst it's called the Pabst Blue Ribbon event or something. I don't know. The Project Pabst.
Project Pabst.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome. It was great, and I really liked the Antwoord, so that was a pretty great show.
Yeah, they wanted to do. Apparently, it says they wanted to do the Portland, Oregon sign for the logo for the Project Pabst, but they wouldn't let them use the deer, so they put the unicorn in instead, so they wouldn't get a trademark violation.
What?
No Vero.
So yeah, so I mean, whoever's displaying this beer tap is very proud of it. There's like 50 pictures.
They have all the beer tabs in here. So all the ones, this is like a blog just about beer tabs.
Interesting. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, I have this. No, not that one. I have some really cool ones. I got one that was really old. It was like some kind of crazy 90s one with like it's broken though, but I just took it anyway because it was just a really weird subject matter. It looks old though. All of the rest of them were like pretty new, but the bar had been open for a long time apparently. It was like the guy had been in business for like 30 years or something, you know. And they're mostly modern beer taps because that's what people use, right? But he had some older ones, I think, just kind of like mixed in there just from doing it so long. He would just probably throw the beer taps in a box. It's like somebody spilled barbecue sauce on it. Dude, so what's really cool are the Montucky Cold Snack. Montucky Cold Snack is a brand of beer. It's very hipster, popular beer. And there's some that are like hand painted and then signed by whoever the artist is. See if you can find one of those.
How do you spell it?
Montucky. Montucky. Betty's got some. Oh, no, he doesn't have any Montucky in here. Maybe he wants to buy my Montucky.
The Montaky.
Tucky. Montucky tap handle. Montucky tap handle hand painted.
It's Krillin here. Krillin.
Krillin, what are you doing?
Krillin,
What's up? How you doing?
how you
Krillin.
doing?
Meet our friend Robin.
Robin,
Say,
how you doing?
How you doing?
How you
Okay.
how you doing?
Are you from the West Coast too, I presume?
On the right coast? I mean, yeah, we're on the west coast.
The
Sorry.
West Coast? Wait,
Yeah.
in Oregon or
Sacramento.
California?
No, California, Sacramento.
Oregon?
Oregon.
Did you say Oregon?
He always says Oregon.
Well,
Hey, Krillin.
see, they have the same word, Oregon and Oregon. I don't know, it's the same difference, but anyway.
Did you buy any of that stuff covered in like an inch of dust from that estate?
Oh, I bought 2 garbage bags. I probably should have bought 10. But they were kind of closing the sale. See, it's very well, you know what it is? It's very hard to do estate sales in Manhattan. So even this sale, my friend Vincenz, he calls me up the day before. He says,
My
"Look,
friend Vincenz, he calls me
Oh,
like, a sausage.
This is real life. Wait, you have a
Vincent.
friend. And his
I
name
would
is
Vincenz.
I just
And
make
they
fun of
got
the way
him
he talks.
they have an estate sale company. Him and his gumata, Anna.
His
So-
gumata. Oh my god.
Is that some kind of sea creature?
What?
Like a guido?
Gumata.
Like I don't even know what a gumata is. It sounds like a cheese. Like is that a cheese? Like
I think like when the tide goes down and there's like those like creatures that are kind of like mucilaginous, you know?
oh my god.
That's
He's
like,
So they have a company which actually I do really well with. They have a lot of sales that I do very well.
Okay.
They take care of me. So when he says, "Rob, you want to come to an estate sale in Manhattan?" You can't refuse because
No.
and Corey, I'm sure you can attach
Dude,
to this.
Apartment.
I would say
What?
I'm coming to pick you up. Like, do I bring coffee? Can I come pick you up? What kind of
Yeah.
coffee you want?
He offered
Yeah,
to bring coffee. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Dude.
So
Do that for just anyone.
So what he did was, since you can't really have a lot of people at the sale, I mean, if you would have put it on estatesale.net, there would have been 1,000 people lined up around the block to get in his house.
That estate was insane. I want to live in that apartment.
Yeah, yeah. You saw those pictures. I took some videos out of the window. So what happened? So the getting there was a disaster. Getting home was a bigger disaster.
Like, you have anything better to do anyway.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It was fun, but no, I know. But I planned it out differently. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to some thrift because it's so weird. All this time I've been reselling full time for like 2 years, and I'm like, why don't I hit some thrift stores in Manhattan? They gotta have good thrift stores in Manhattan.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to get around in Manhattan that it's like, and where the Goodwill outlet is just outside of the. It's in Queens. It's not in Manhattan. It's in Long Island City.
I don't think you can do that. I don't think you would make it at that outlet.
What? The what?
He goes there a lot, I thought.
Yeah, I do go there a lot. It went in Long Island City, but you have to pay to park to get there. It's like $10 parking.
But no,
Anyway.
tell me about this estate.
So this house, Vinny, he calls me up. He says, "Look, you want to come?" So I says, "All right, what time?" He says, "Okay, meet me there noon." All right. He's only gonna have certain people there. He says, "Look, you're gonna go in there. I'm gonna let you look at clothing. That's it." Even though there's other little things I could look at, but because he called like certain guys, like one guy he knows that does books.
It's called having connections. You're good at that. That's good.
Yeah. So like one guy who buys paintings, one guy who buys pianos, whatever. So he says, "Look, you're just looking at clothing." So I says, "Vinny, whatever you say." Anyway, it took me literally like an hour and 40 minutes to get there. Even with Google Maps, forget Google Maps. They still can't. I mean, there's just so much traffic. I pull into because there was no parking on the street, and I was already late. I was like, "Oh shit!" So of course, you got to park in the garage. So I pull in the garage, right? You got to go down this whole big thing, right? This guy says, oversized vehicle. I says, oversized? What do you mean oversized? Because I got an expedition, you know? Oh, oversized.
Of course you
so
do.
the parking.
You should drive around in one of those little mini car things. That would be cool.
I spent parking $55 for like what, an hour and a half, just to park right there.
How much
did you
money
pay for your 2 bags?
So for those 2 big garbage bags, I spent it was $100.
They're garbage bags. They're not clothing bags. They're not bags of clothing. They're garbage bags.
Actually, no. Let me correct it. They were 2 contractor bags. You know, they're not the regular garbage bags. They're like the contractor's bags.
Like the 55-gallon barrel bags?
Yeah, like 3/4 full. 2 of them.
That's
now,
a lot of clothes.
I sent out the pictures and I sent out the videos to Nicole and Kayla. I was like, what should I get? What should I get? And I was freaking I was out of my zone because, you know, the place, there was shit everywhere.
That place was destroyed.
Disgrace.
Horrid.
Listen, the guy, you know, it's funny because some of the other resellers were looking around. The guy had all his pills all over the place. So they're going through the pills.
Like, throw a couple back.
Wait, how long did that person live in that house, and did they ever leave?
For their entire life.
And this guy, because my friend Vinny, when I text her, I says, what do you have in the house? He's like, oh, it's vintage. It's vintage. So, you know, vintage usually means 2 inches of dust. That's what vintage means. So anyway, so when I got there and they don't let you in, I have to, because they got doormen and they say, you have to wait for the guy to come down, let me out. And then what happens is this, even the clothing bags, I wasn't allowed to bring the clothing bags down the stairs. I had to wait for the doorman to bring me to a freight elevator, to go down the freight elevator, go around the back door. They don't let you even bring and then I had to duke him $5 because, you know, that's the way it goes over there. Everybody gets a handoff, you know?
It's like New York, Vegas.
Wait, so how did this person, that person look like they were garbage? How did they afford that place?
That place is so expensive. That guy who was a lawyer, and you know what killed me too is this. I tried to take a quick video. I was hoping like a bookseller would watch because I put the video, I got like 10 views right away. And I was hoping a bookseller was going to recognize some of those vintage books because he had law books from like the 1940s and stuff like that. And what happened was Anna, his partner, she's like, oh, you know, the bookseller, he flaked out. He didn't show up because, like I said, they had one guy was coming for jewelry, one guy was coming for this, and the guy who was supposed to be coming from the books didn't show up, or he flaked, or whatever it was. Like,
can I stop you and ask you a question? Did you have to buy everything?
No, I couldn't. There's no way. I would have been. I couldn't. I physically couldn't do it. My truck, it just wouldn't have been. I had to try to just pick through, and a lot of stuff was literally. Sometimes if there's too much dust and dirt, there's nothing you can do.
It's not appealing at all.
But digging through,
the stuff had just been sitting there for years and years and years, just untouched, right?
But a lot of stuff, like the dust, is like there was drywall.
Corey, you gotta watch the video. The walls were like caving in.
The walls were like dust from the walls. But you know what I found with digging through? I found like American pictures.
Was it abandoned for like a long time?
The guy just dropped dead probably a couple weeks ago.
No.
Yeah, the guy dropped dead in the apartment right there. She's like, "Oh, that's where he died." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." So what happened was I know you're gonna pop for this, Corey. I found when I was digging through the closet, one of them, I found a full-length overcoat, vicuña overcoat.
Yeah, I like that vicuña.
And I did have a hole in it, but I brought it over to what? You know that's hard to find.
Like that Gucci is hard to find. Vicuña
oh my
is hard
god,
to find.
he put that on his Instagram. That text from you today.
What?
You brought that over to the Lux Swap, right?
Yeah. Oh, he has it on. You saw the Instagram?
He put it on his Instagram. He was like, "Oh, you want the vicuña? I got a coat, but it has a few holes in it because it's been sitting in a closet."
Yeah.
And he literally put it on Instagram and was like, "Oh my god, I just got this text."
Rob, look at this T-shirt I bought today. It's
Hold on, I gotta
1976.
wait for this to come down. A high. Oh, hi,
1976. High Times magazine.
oh my God, that's so. Guys, is there a tag on? Oh, you bought? Is there a tag on
Yeah.
it?
I got that for $2 today. Yeah, there's a tag on it.
No, that's got to be an auction item. You're never gonna comp that out. You have to do auction.
Dude,
Let it rip.
there's only like one in that condition for sale that I can find is $1,500.
Just sitting there like best offer, like
No, it's like on Etsy for $1,500. I'm not saying that. There's another one that's tore up, that's on sale for like 300, and I've seen past comps that sold from like 68 a long time ago to up to 600. 600. I saw one somewhere that sold for 600.
Now, what's this other website? You probably know about it. I've heard of it. The one that Matt was telling me about, a Japanese website, Racket something, or you know about this?
No.
There's a Japanese auction website that does like a lot of like you know, like an eBay. Like he was on the phone when I got there, when I dropped the merchandise off, he had a customer with him. He's like, "Oh, I checked eBay and I checked Nicole, you don't know which one that is?"
I do. I send stuff to these exchanges where people buy from overseas, and these guys manage the packages going back, and they all go to Japan, I'm pretty sure.
I had one too. I just sent the jeans too to some Pacific something, whatever the hell it was. Well, where they email you afterwards and they say, please make sure you write the item number on the package.
Yep.
So, but there's another one. I forgot. I can't think of the name. He was like, "Oh, I checked this website." It's like, it's a Japanese, like a Japanese eBay kind of thing. He's like, "Oh, it's really big." I heard of it.
There's Yahoo auctions still in Japan.
Yeah.
But there's Zen Market, Japanese shopping and proxy service, the best way to buy from Japan.
It's called Racket.
So I wanted to hire. My idea was to hire somebody who spoke Japanese and figure out how to get something registered or work with a company in Japan to get like a TIN number, like a tax number, and start selling stuff from the United States into Japan.
Yeah.
Because vintage, like, dude, there's stuff that I sell here for like $50 that sells there for 500.
I have heard that too. I heard, but that's why you gotta check that website. See, that's the key. Is this
which website? You goofball.
But I don't.
The one he can't remember.
Yo, awesome! Thanks, dude.
I don't have a device to look it up.
Did you guys see that UFO? It's just there a minute ago.
Hey, Rob. Okay, so I like Krillin.
No.
Hi, I'm here, honey.
My real question, maybe it is a joke. When are you gonna list all this stuff you just got?
Well, I dropped. I was surprised. He took like half of it.
Oh shit, that sucks. So that means you should have bought a lot more.
Well, yes and no. I was thinking too, because I really did. Oh, did I show you the picture of the woman? I think I may have texted it to Kayla.
You brought it to your friend who does the high-end auction stuff.
Yeah, I brought him. Yeah, he took a decent amount. I had Brooks Brothers suits, but tweed, like vintage, like 70s, 60s.
You ever see Brooks Brothers shoes? I have a pair of Brooks. Yeah, I have a pair of Brooks Brothers Shell Cordovan shoes, and I rarely ever see Brooks Brothers shoes.
Yeah, certain ones are made by Allen Edmonds.
That's what I thought. It looks like an Allen Edmonds shoe. Yeah.
I asked Matt. He's like, "Oh, between this year and that year, and this, but not." He said, "Not all of them, but a lot of them." Blah blah blah. Like whatever.
This looks like an Allen Edmonds shoe, and it has like an Allen Edmonds-esque style code. Because it looks like they use the same style codes, even if they branded it for somebody else.
It probably is then Allen Edmonds. Yeah, that's what it probably is.
There aren't that many U.S. shoe manufacturers, and they haven't been abundant for some time. So
yeah. See, that's what's good about what Matt does with the auctions. If he puts it on already on Instagram, he's planting seeds. This way, people who follow him now, when it goes live in a couple of weeks, they'll see.
Yeah. I know how that works. Who are you talking to right now?
I know you're preaching to the choir here.
I don't see.
You're actually preaching to the preacher.
I don't know about Instagram. I don't know. You guys.
Why don't you have an Instagram? You would have such a following. Oh my God, would love it.
I know.
Why is water wet? Why is the sky blue?
But the sky is blue. You don't have an Instagram.
Yeah. That doesn't make any sense.
Dude, I just had the most amazing idea because of Rob. Think about this. What about evaporated water. It's like for camping, you just add water. You know how they have like, you know they have like the
Oh,
like you
God.
know like the dried soup or like a dried like a muffin or something. You like
You're a dried muffin.
Is this another chicken situation?
Situation.
Okay. Oh my God, Robin.
I'm
I'll be right
afraid to ask.
I don't. Oh, God. Why did we have to bring it up? I had just wiped it out of my memory.
It's a chicken that makes decisions.
Oh dear God.
You ask the chicken anything you want, and then the chicken says yes or no back.
Except you don't want to ask it anything.
And Corey is a chicken.
Yeah, the rub is.
Oh my.
So Robin, if you ever need a decision chicken, Corey's the man.
Like you do.
I mean, it's anonymous. It's kind of like, you know, most answers aren't going to change the outcome anyway, so might as well just make a decision, right?
I'm reading the chat. It's funny.
Chat?
Yeah, what the hell? Just make a decision.
You're reading the chat? Nobody's saying anything in the chat.
You know, the chat's funny. When Krillin got on, someone said, this is when people will start paying to not hear stories.
I saw that, and it was true.
Oh, no, okay, wait. Back to this. You're going selling in the morning, yeah? Or no?
A little bit.
Where are you going?
I don't know yet. It's around here. Like
He's gonna go get coffee.
Coffee makes me poop.
Wow.
I think that's on my mug or something somewhere. I don't know.
We have this saying around here, like whenever somebody says something really amazing, it just instantly becomes an Amazon merch shirt. So if you say something just off the wall, you'll just hear somebody say merch shirt. Merch shirt. I think that's
Robin, I'm sure you'll have a few merch shirts.
Yeah.
Oh, I do, dude. That's my like total passion. That's what I do. I have this thing called the silhouette. It's lame, but I mean, whatever. You put glitter vinyl through, and you cut out merch sayings all the time, dude. I live in t-shirts. Like I see something, and I'm like, oh, I have to have that.
And then I make it for yourself, though.
Yeah. So like I said, like there was this one. I don't know. Some dude was wearing this shirt. And it said, "Bitch, I'm magical." I was like, "Dude, I need that." And so then I just made a sparkly unicorn. It's a big old sparkly unicorn.
That shirt for Rob.
That's funny.
Can Rob wear a shirt that says "Bitch, I'm magical"?
That would be amazing.
Okay, I think I found it.
It should be slightly too small for him too.
And so now I'm just gonna make it. I'm just gonna say #chicken. I'm just gonna make a shirt that says #chicken.
Decision chicken.
Oh, decision chicken. I'm really gonna write that down. That is actually cool.
I want there's a like high school block sale near my house tomorrow that I'm gonna go to because that sounds interesting to me. But I found out basically you just like anyone can go and rent a table for $5 and set up and sell their yard sale stuff. And I think that's an interesting concept. And I'm like, why didn't I know about that? I would have rented a table and put a bunch of my stuff out there.
Well, I think during the summer, we can set up a pop-up series on the front or back patio.
That would be awesome. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we can get some other resellers who want to get involved and then like promote it and then do a little like just a little pop-up event and try to sell some stuff. That would be fun to interact with some of the people who live in the neighborhood.
If you had a hot tub at the time, like that would be really cool.
I would leave some stuff out there, and then whoever was doing the pop-up with me would need to go handle the customers, and I will go in the hot tub.
Nicole.
Wow.
Come on, it's my space.
It's my space.
He's whined about it so hard.
I
found the website.
Oh my God.
Thank God.
But it's saying access denied. I don't know what's going. Maybe you can get on there. It's called Rakuten.
Oh, that's what I thought it was. Rakuten, yeah. Yeah, Raku.
He was.
I think that Ichni Sanchi Raku. I think it means 5.
But
a
every time
number.
it says not access to. I don't know if I can't get on. I don't know.
Because you looked at too much porn today, and it's not letting you into Japan.
I was just thinking that. Get out of my head.
You've met your quota for the day, Rob.
Yeah,
Time to shut it
I
down.
know.
you have to
It's
stop.
over. It's
He actually
overheating.
he was downloading so much porn he crashed all the servers in Japan, so he was banned from like using Japanese
The whole
infrastructure.
internet.
He had those Harashuku girls. That's what was happening.
Oh my
Harashuku
God.
girls.
He had all of it,
Oh my God, it just keeps-
all the data.
I don't want to know about Robin is porn.
Yeah, nobody.
I didn't
does.
say they did. So don't. Now,
I
Corey,
didn't
how
start it.
are you with the jerseys? I know you're a Nike guy, but in general, jerseys like different. I see you have a lot of jerseys.
Have you,
On your thing.
Do you watch my? Do you observe my my
Yeah.
eBay?
Yes, you do have a lot of jerseys. I see sometimes.
So you observe my eBay and you never buy anything, so you screw up my sales conversion numbers. Can I ask you a favor? Can I ask you
Yeah.
a favor? If you use my eBay as your personal reference, would you just buy something every once in a while?
Sure.
You know, support it a little bit.
Corey,
I will.
Do you know what my traffic looks like? Do you want
Oh
to?
my god, I don't even want to know.
Robin,
I'm just,
remember when I showed you that in the group earlier, and I was
I'm just giving Rob shit, but I really do want him to buy stuff. Like, I want everybody to buy stuff from me because that's how I make money and that's how I feed my child.
4 million.
And it's how he buys a hot tub. I mean, most importantly.
No, I did that through mystery boxes.
Hey,
Mystery meat.
go ahead, Rob. Show us your jersey.
Now this is a Michael Jordan jersey.
Mystery meat.
Now, have you seen this tag before?
Yeah, I have one of those in my office.
Okay, is this like I don't know. I mean, it looks pretty clean.
Yeah, I have that exact same jersey. I have it with the tags on it.
Oh,
How much is it worth?
that's what I want.
I
Yeah.
think it's worth like, I think it's worth like $199 with the tags, probably.
You think it's worth? Well, so you think this is worth a hundo?
People are like with that kind of stuff. They can be really particular,
Yeah.
and they might be willing to pay 200 with tags, but they might only be willing to pay 60 without them or less.
I know. Yeah, you're right.
It's
Because I've
just-
seen it's so hard to look up comps. You find one, and sometimes you even say, "Okay, all used," but this looks almost like new. There's no cracking in the.
Hey, Rob, if you had an Instagram and you had a following on Instagram, you could sell that on Instagram.
You could also ask some advice about what it was, or if there was
Right
anything special
now.
about it.
And then you're gonna post advice, and then someone's gonna be like, "Hey, can I just buy this from you?"
But let me ask you a question.
Is it how to start an Instagram account?
Before that, that's like later, I guess.
Why?
Now, when you put stuff on like you pretty much, Nicole, you do haul videos, okay, and basically say, okay, I picked up this from the Goodwill outlet, blah blah blah. So people pretty much know what you paid, more or less. Now, when you post stuff, say on Instagram, that like when you're posting on Instagram, you're posting it like, here, I'm a retail store. This is what I have. Not like I'm Nicole, somebody who just bought. Because like people don't want to know that, I just bought something.
No, I'm very transparent. I'm like,
hey, really?
People on Instagram know.
50.
They know?
Absolutely. Because
it's like
everyone
pro
that
wrestling,
follows
it's out of
us
the bag.
is either a reseller themselves or they know us because we're resellers.
Like,
nobody thinks that we went and bought this stuff retail.
But they know I have a family to feed, and they know it's my job, and so they're expecting a markup. Now, do I do like full price of what it would sell for on eBay on Instagram? No, like I give a little discount, but like.
But I'm saying most. I'm sorry. What'd you say? I apologize.
Oh no, I mean they're expecting to pay when I'm asking for it.
But I'm saying most of your people that are your customers. They're not people who are just looking through fat. Because Matt was telling me, like, I said, well, how do you get people? He says, look, you got to be very specific with the hashtags. He's like, people will look up the hashtags. This is just what he's telling me.
Matt has a very different account than me.
Yes, it looks like his stuff is very different.
Lux Swap has 11,000 followers, and they're following him because they want to buy his stuff. My account has like 40,000 followers, and they're following me because they want to know my life story, right? So my account is more of like a personal account. His account is pure business.
Business, exactly.
Yeah.
His is a brand account. He's a
Yeah,
brand.
people want to know your life more than mine. I mean, you have like a family. And...
Don't knock yourself. I'm telling you, if you had an Instagram account, people would be interested in it.
I think so
hate
too.
to admit it. You're
In
kind of
me?
funny. You're
People would
kind
be
of
interested in
funny.
me.
You find interesting stuff. You live in a place where there's like a really interesting reselling community, and you find really cool and interesting shit.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
I'm telling you, you would have a following, and you'd have people that you could network with. You would have people that you could sell to and buy from. Like, we don't do Instagram just because it's fun. Like, I don't get fucking paid to do Instagram. Like, I don't get paid to do it. Like, but I have found lots of business through it.
No,
I
but I'm saying like
it's great for business.
But most of the people, but I'm saying is how. All right, so Nicole, you said you have 40,000 subscribers or followers, whatever it is. Now, how many of them are people you say you know from YouTube, from reselling channels? Because look, I know a lot of people who know you from. I see them at Goodwill Bins who say, "Oh, you go on YouTube? Oh yeah, I watch Nicole." Like you're always like one of the first ones that people mention, especially if it's a girl, you know. So, how many of them do you think are just people looking for fashion items, and how many people you think are like resellers that are like trying to learn about reselling? About.
I think I have like an 85% reseller and then 50% people who just, I don't know, it might even be different. Maybe 20, 25 who just follow me because they like me. I get people all the time. They're like, I don't resell, but I think you're like inspiring because you like hustle and you get it done no matter what. So
I just need to clarify this just quickly. Can I ask you a question?
Let me ask you a question.
People like you? People like
you? You're asking me a question?
No, I'm asking Nicole. She was like, some people like you.
Yeah, like I think about 70% of the people who follow me like me.
I think it's more than that.
That's a tough ratio, though.
I think 20% of the people who follow me don't remember that they follow me, and I'm not even in their feed anymore. And then I think 10% of the people who follow me hate me.
Okay, I think that might be fair.
Yeah,
I might agree with you. I thought you were going to say that 30% hate you. I go, oh no, that's too high.
20% of the people who follow me literally like they followed me a year ago, and I don't show up in their feed anymore. They don't even remember.
They just don't know and don't care. I would agree with that. And I also think you're right with this, like, it's probably like an 80-20 split, I think, for me too, of people that follow me that are also resellers. And then I think there's 20% that are like strictly buyers, people that still follow me from when I was only selling on Instagram. And then there's people that I've just made somehow friends with that are like not in the community at all. Like that Jessie that follows both of us, Nicole, that we've talked about before.
She's watching that wedding today.
She's hilarious, and she's not a buyer. She's not a seller. Like, I don't know how she found me, but like, she's really cool.
Well, she probably likes
made friends that way. No, not really. It's very bizarre.
But now, Nicole, you do sales every day on Instagram. You have somebody says, "Oh, I want to buy X," and then.
No, it depends on what I'm doing with my life, but I do very well with social media.
You have to work for it on Instagram if you want to make sales there. But I also, once you get a certain following, you also wind up making passive sales. Like sometimes I'll be at the thrift store and I'll take a picture and be like, oh, look at this cute thing. And maybe I'm not even planning on buying it. I just think it's cool or whatever. And I'll have someone DM me and be like, I want to buy that.
Yeah, dude. I like to do the live Instagram videos. Like I know I'm really boring, but sometimes I'll do. And I used to never do haul videos, but now I'm like, whenever I show stuff, like people are always like, "Can I buy that?" Like it happens almost every time. So those are great.
So they have live Instagram like this.
Mm-hmm. You can't do it with multiple. Well, you could do it with two people, I guess now.
Oh.
But you can't have a large.
Go on YouTube and read about Instagram on YouTube.
Corey, leave me alone, man. I was just about to put you over right now. I was like, you know what? I was thinking about when I was driving home. I was thinking about Corey because you know what? You'll like this story. I stopped off on the way home.
Goofy
At-
bastard.
I stopped off. I went to Panera on the way home.
And he
Okay.
thought about you.
Yes. You know what? So I go in there. I had a steak sandwich, steak and arugula sandwich.
You're not supposed to eat bread.
I know, but it was so good. Anyway, I was thinking of you because the guy next to me,
Robin.
I mean,
So what's this? The guy next to me, right? He was waiting for another guy, some shyster, to come by, some internet marketer,
What the fuck?
and the guy was bullshitting this young kid who was like 19 years old, giving him, "Oh, I'm transparent. I'm this. I'm that." You know all those buzzwords, you know. And I'm like, when the guy went to he had to go to the bathroom. The guy,
I don't even
he
know
was so
what
full
you're
of shit.
talking about right now.
The guy was so full of shit. He had to go to the bathroom. So I wanted to tell the kid, say, look, do yourself a favor, walk out of this place because guess what? This guy's trying to rob you.
And did you tell him that?
I was thinking about Corey, and I'm like, Corey would probably go up to this kid and be like, yo, kid, I'll save yourself some aggravation. This guy is a fucking lying piece of shit.
But what did Rob
Corey
do?
wouldn't have
He
waited
thought
for
about
the
it.
guy. Corey wouldn't have waited for the guy to go to the bathroom. He would have just been like, "Yo, you're a piece of shit. Leave us alone."
Yeah, I'd be like, dude, like, hey, bro, like, where are you
Pencils in your hand.
Like the yard sale signs, like, "Oh man, we're gonna have to do something." Like there's a ton of other people there. No one but Corey is thinking, like, "Oh god, now I have to do something."
Isn't it like your duty as a human being to act in the
I think
favor?
that way all the time, but no one agrees with me.
But Rob thought about it. So
That's the other
that
thing
counts
about
for
me is that I don't care if anyone agrees with me. Like, I don't live a consensus-based existence. If everyone decided tomorrow that the Earth was flat again or whatever, like, I wouldn't care whether they thought that it was a balloon floating through a gelatinous orb of fleas. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I'm feeling you with that. No, but Corey, I was saying to myself,
People
the
did
guy
the right
had
thing.
the guy was literally like, what's that guy's we used to see on here? Ty Lopez. The guy was like a Ty Lopez. He's like, yo, you know, doing all that, like, I'm going to make you money. And this kid was like 18, 19 years old. And I'm like, oh my God.
So what you're saying is you didn't do anything?
Yeah, I feel guilty. Right? Should I have said,
Yeah.
Jesus. That's what I'm going to say. That's a good one for you, Corey. Not Decision Chicken. What would Corey do? And then you say, people write a story. That's a good idea. People write a story.
My life is basically a giant like tove of making unpopular decisions. Like that's
That'd be like a light shining on Corey. What would Corey do in this situation? What would Jesus do? What would Corey do?
Are you comparing me to Jesus?
You're comparing Corey to Jesus now? He's the
I kinda
Messiah.
look like Jesus a little bit.
Corey,
especially with those
Corey,
pencil
what?
antennas.
Jesus is the bra.
You go like this.
No bra.
What would you do? I think I would tell this guy he's a piece of shit.
I'm a higher life form.
Yes, but see, the difference is, Rob, Corey would say he was a piece of shit, but he wouldn't use shit. He would probably use some huge word, and the guy would be like, what? Yeah.
Well, hey, Corey. Remember when we went to Columbia? Did you talk about that yet?
No.
Oh my God, we went to Columbia yesterday and we bought all the things.
Laura was supposed to be here, and she didn't show up. Maybe she's watching.
Oh, maybe.
I
Listen,
sent her an invite to the show.
we went to Columbia. So I met this girl, Laura. She's super cool. She told me she got all these good deals at Columbia. So
My office is 2 blocks away from the Columbia Outlet store. We should say that too, right?
Yeah, and so Corey's office is a couple blocks away. So I'm like, hey, I'm going there. You should come. He came, and they had a table full of shoes that were like 70% off, and then another 50% off.
Yeah, so it was 70% off and then 50% off of that.
What?
And so like we
It
were
was
getting
new.
Ralph for like, and then I had another 30% off of that because I had like a friend discount.
Yeah, dude, that was crazy. I got 3 pairs of Sorel, like just the high, like they're $240, and I paid like $27.95 for them, and they're new in the box.
Oh, man.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah, Montreal stuff, all kinds of stuff.
How did you? Didn't you guys both buy the? Is this where you got the Star Wars jackets?
Yeah.
Columbia's where we got the Star Wars jackets.
How did that end up? I remember you buying them. And then you sold them before the movie was out of the theater? I don't remember the whole
them
story.
the same day for $1,000 a piece.
Yeah,
Nice.
I didn't sell them for quite that much. I sold them for like $8.99 and $7.99. But I had bought them that day for $400. So yeah, I sold both of mine in a day too. The cool thing was they gave you, because they were offering double. So like normally if you make a certain purchase, for every $100 you get $5 back, but they were doing like 5 times as much that day for some reason, and we both got $100 in credit too. 125 in credit too.
Wow.
Oh, so that's what you
And
had
not
now?
like you had to spend this much to use it. Like pure store credit, use it on anything.
But that's what you had for this now when you come back, or that was you spent it already a long time ago?
I had spent mine. No, I had $15 left.
Okay.
I spent mine there, and then I also just I ended up with 40 pairs of shoes and
You bought way more than I did.
15 clothing items, and I spent out of pocket. It was $450 plus so $650.
Yeah, what? And you got some really high-end shit.
I got mostly Sorels and Sorel boots. Like they won't sell. I'll sit on them for a while, which is fine because I don't have that much invested in them per piece.
What are they, Sorel boots? Is that the style, or that's the what is
brand.
that?
So Columbia owes Sorel.
Okay, they own that. All right, so it's like a higher end.
So this is like a Sorel. I got this. I also treated myself to this bag. So this is Sorel. So this bag was here.
Right.
This bag was originally $379, and then it was marked down to $279. I paid like $75 for it.
Okay. And now on eBay, and you would put that on eBay?
I got one to put on eBay, and I listed the eBay one for $200.
Okay.
How much they sell on eBay? Because I think you probably get more on Poshmark. I know you're not on Poshmark, but
I probably could get more on Poshmark. There was only one ever listed on eBay, and it already sold. It sold for best offer, so I don't know exactly how much, but around $200.
Okay.
There's none listed right now, but you're right that Poshmark, Sorels move like crazy on Poshmark.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well, so I start my official Poshmark experiment with all of that stuff. So I'm about to go like ridiculous on Poshmark in a second. I'm gonna post. I'm gonna do an initial experiment of like 500 items, and then
You're gonna cross post?
No, new. I've been buying specifically for Poshmark for the last like 2 months.
Are you gonna have like a men's only closet, or is it gonna be just a mixture of men's and women's?
It's really tailored towards men, but I do have some high end women's stuff. I do,
put all your
but not a lot.
stuff that you got over there. It sells much better on Poshmark.
I'm looking right now. I don't like Poshmark because I'm like an old crotchety guy, and like crotchety guys like me like.
I like
eBay.
listing on Poshmark 100 times more than I like listing on eBay.
Me too.
Yeah, but you know what? You don't have
Taylor?
pencils for antenna.
Damn it.
I was just trying to think. What is that show back in like whatever? Was it Martian? No, not Mork.
Mork and Mindy.
Nanu. Dude, it was like a
My
1960s
favorite
show.
Martian. My favorite
Oh,
Martian.
dude, yes, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Just random.
There we go.
Randomness.
There we go.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So much better now.
But you make that look good though. I'm just saying. Corey's is kind of.
Mine are little
up.
flower pens. His are like old man pencils.
Okay, I've got to ask. I have been watching at this creature sitting behind you. That is magnificent. Like who and what, and I need to see the face and tell me more.
That's QWERTY.
Oh my
And
god.
he's a sphinx.
He's a walking ball sack.
He's a hairless cat.
Oh my god, I love it.
Rob
Very
his cat.
cute.
Oh
He's
my
very
god, I love it. Oh.
and he feels like a warm peach.
Aww. And we couldn't live without
No
them.
one's paying attention to his basic cat.
Put away the cats.
Sorry, Rob, your cat is too normal.
This is no cat zone.
QWERTY has a little rat tail.
I'm actually
Oh my
Alright.
god, it's like Is it special care for a cat like that? Like, do you have to like worry about oils and all that, or what's the
He needs
dealio?
to be bathed more frequently.
Ugh.
Because he does get like oil buildup on his skin. And they eat more because they have a higher metabolism. They can't go outside. I mean, I don't think any cat should go outside. I'm very anti outside animals, but they especially can't because they can get sunburned and
Wow.
yeah.
So of course that's what you. Well, you can't. It's not get sunburn in Seattle, Washington.
Believe it or not, in Seattle, Washington, we also get sunshine. People get sunburned all day, every day in Seattle, Washington. Sorry to tell you.
See,
I don't live in a basement.
Haters.
I don't live in a basement. It actually does get sunny here.
The East Coast is very difficult for me to deal with.
Why? I don't diss that West Coast. West Coast is all right. I know
I'm
people
not
who
dissing anything. I said it in the context of me. I said it's very hard for me to deal with. I didn't say it was wrong or people were rude or everybody smells like locks or anything like that.
Oh my God, Corey!
He's saying it now.
Oh my God!
No, my
I mean,
my
all
friend-
I said is, I said
my
it in my
friend
own
worked
context.
and my friend worked in Tacoma for a while, and he was saying it's very Washington and Oregon, very
It's very what?
pet friendly. He said like a lot of people bring their pets to work with them. Like he's like it's a
In
lot. It's very
Seattle.
pet friendly.
Yeah, in Seattle.
So what you're saying is, there's a lower frequency of people sacrificing their pets to like some sort of pagan deity.
Wow.
I didn't say that, but I'm just saying it's more pet friendly places. In fact, my friend, he's from Germany, Hamburg, Germany, and he says people go to like it's very dog friendly.
Isn't it Hamburger, Germany?
Oh,
It's Hamburg.
It's not Hamburger,
Hamburg.
Germany. Sorry,
But anyway,
I'm too tired to troll you right now.
he was telling me they have restaurants where people bring the dog with them to the restaurant.
That sounds
And they have
disgusting.
The dog sits under the table.
Ugh.
People do that a lot in Seattle. It's pretty.
Really? Okay, so
pretty
that's
big in
not.
Seattle.
So then he's not crazy.
I don't like it. I am not a fan of that unless it's a service animal. But for people that are just like, oh, I don't mind service animals because first of all, they're needed, and second of all, they're more well behaved than most adults. So I'm fine with that.
Most children.
Yeah.
No.
Well, service animals are the highest. They're beyond of all trained dogs.
Yes.
They're like the 1% of every.
Yes.
Like my friend was telling me about. He's like they're beyond bomb sniffing dogs and beyond any kind of dog.
I mean, I'm not sure about that, but maybe. I couldn't say for sure. I think bomb sniffing dogs are pretty
Do you give
high up there.
Do you give your cat a bath?
Yeah.
No, she gives herself a bath. She's giving herself a bath right now. Here, you want to see?
No.
Disgusting.
Wait, Corey, are you anti-cat? Is it an anti-cat establishment over at your house?
I'm highly allergic to cats. And
you wouldn't be as allergic to QWERTY.
Yeah, but I still wouldn't want his nuts. I still wouldn't want his nutsack in my face.
He doesn't have a nutsack anymore.
It was right there. I saw like a little bulge.
No, he doesn't really have. That's his
rectum.
That's the other part. That's the other part. He doesn't have balls anymore. Those are long gone.
We cut them off.
He just has. I wouldn't want his distended rectum in my face.
Oh dear God! Oh God!
What do you think animals do? Do you think they just like rub their butt like on your eyeball?
Yeah, in Corey's world.
I just don't want its butthole next to me.
Robin, you don't like animals?
Oh, I have animal. What are you talking about? If you had Instagram, you'd see my dog.
I have a fish upstairs. I'm not lying.
So you like dogs? They're pet friendly.
Dude, I love dogs.
I love them. I just don't want one in my house.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. I will never bring my dog ever, and she will never lick out of your hot tub ever.
Definitely
That dog's
true.
getting in the hot tub. I know it.
Oh, my dog would, but not if Corey's around. For God's sakes.
We
No,
need a second hot tub
Robin.
just
no.
You're always from California?
If I always in California?
Yeah.
No. I was born in Madrid, Spain, and
Oh,
then
really?
yeah, my
Interesting.
dad's military, and then we transferred to Biloxi, Mississippi. So home for me is Mississippi. That's where most of my childhood was.
Oh,
And then moved to
so
Cali,
like Corey.
and then graduated, and then I took off to the Marine Corps. So I joined the Marine Corps to go travel the world like my dad, and then I ended up, my last duty station was Okinawa, Japan.
Ooh.
So Okinawa.
It's a beautiful
Daniel's
island.
It is. They're beautiful people. I love you. If you guys ever have a chance to go to Japan, you guys should, because it's really it's cool.
There's a direct flight from Portland to Tokyo.
I spent a few weeks there like 10 years ago, and I can't wait to go back.
Oh,
I
yeah.
found flight from Portland for $500 during certain times of the year.
Nice.
I want to go once Hazel's like a little bit older and she can enjoy it more. Because what the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know. He's like doing cyborg shit over there. So
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
we don't give him any attention. No, I'm just kidding.
I think Tori needs a fidget spinner or something. To,
Oh,
like,
look right
entertain
here.
himself.
I
Oh
was
my
gonna
gosh.
make a cyborg Japan joke, but you guys you just threw me under the bus.
No, we didn't throw you under the bus. You can still say your joke. Your Japanese cyborg. What would that be? That would be like a. I'm trying to think of cyborg in Japanese. I don't even know.
Ich ni san chi.
It's you.
Ni san chi. I know Atama is head.
Do
I
you speak
know-
Japanese?
No, just enough to get in trouble. And I probably speak more Japanese when I'm drunk.
And Spanish? But now you only born in Spain, but you don't speak Spanish?
Right. According to my mom, who's British, by the way, I did when I was up till about 5, and then I lost it. But again, probably when I'm drunk, I probably speak more Spanish. Not that I ever get drunk all the time, but I'm sure I feel like I can order beers, bathrooms, and tacos.
I mean, that's really the most important things in life.
Right?
So
That's what I was thinking.
I
Like,
don't.
yeah.
I can't think of anything else I would need to know except maybe thrift store at this point. If you can
So you're
point
still
me
in
to
the
thrift
military?
stores.
Say what? Say that again?
You said you're still in the military?
No. I was only in right after high school, and was in probably 5 years. Did Desert Shield and Desert Storm, and then last duty station was Okinawa. So yeah, so then off after that.
Wow.
And that was it. Yeah, I just went into the military to go travel because my dad always had a really good time, and then they had this really great thing called a GI Bill, so it paid for my.
They don't have it anymore?
You know what? I'm sure they have some kind of comp situation happening because I don't even know how they get people in the military now unless there's some kind of nice going on. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know.
I don't either.
Are you hitting a fifth?
Hitting the fifth. Oh, is he drinking
Oh
again?
no! Here we go. Here we go.
They got me drunk last week.
Oh, it was.
They got you
fault.
drunk. What was it? Because
Why
every
are you
time you said Vinny or you said Kumba, what is it like a?
No.
Let me ask you a question.
Gumada.
Your
Gumada.
Kumada.
Your
I just want to
Gumada
say,
did-
like,
Ask
look,
you
dude,
a
before you
question.
came on, like, you must have said Manhattan like 20 times. Like, now I just want to say Manhattan all the time.
Manhattan.
Or, like, shit, Manhattan, like, packing the car.
Did you ever see Goodfellas? The movie Goodfellas?
Did you ever see Woodfella?
Dude.
Like that is a merch shirt right there. Right there, that's a
Did
merch
you
shirt.
ever see?
Did you
ever see
imagine? Like it says that
Dude,
the shirt says
Goodfellas?
that.
Yes, for
And
sure.
then there's a little chip in the shirt, and when you hit the button, it's Rob saying, "You ever see Goodfellas?"
That's where they live. They live,
In the movie. They live
They live
there.
in the movie.
No, you know the neighborhood. You know when Henry in the five towns they call it.
5 points.
You know.
5 towns. The 5 towns.
Get it right,
It's a
Goomba.
section.
You,
It's a section right outside.
you
It's on the other side of the airport. You know when you rob the airport in the movie?
The airport.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Right
any-
where the
I can,
airport is.
I can barely remember my name sometimes. I don't remember movies. I don't remember anything.
Henry.
So I was
I
talking
was
to my
actually
mother on
yeah.
Mother's Day
Mhm.
because I mean I was born and raised in New Jersey, so and my mother still lives there. But whenever I talk to her on the phone, like I slip into the dialect and I can't help it. And the same thing happens when Rob talks for too long. Like
Exactly.
I feel myself, my tongue starts slipping, and I'm like, oh God, I need to.
Right? You want to start
reel
saying
it in.
Manhattan. It's like
I
when I
want to
talk to
start
my
talking
mom.
about drinking water, talking
Water.
about dogs.
Water.
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 But now
water
here's
and
the
a
thing:
dog.
is this. Now, Robin, you've been to
Oh,
New
I
York
even like the
before?
way
Or no?
you say my name. Robin.
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 Kind of like the
Make it
Howard
really-
Stern
Just call me
show.
Rob. No, I'm just kidding.
I feel like Rob brings like this Howard Stern show accent.
You believe it or not, he's from the town next to me. So
In the 5 towns.
Is that
No,
why you
he's
both
not from
sound
the
like a
five
bunch
towns.
of gumadas?
no, he's from. Actually, it's funny because he's from one town this way, and his parents live the next town over the other way. So, now have you been to New York before, Robin, or no?
Just for flight changes.
Okay. Now, it's weird because in Manhattan, there's different accents in each borough. So people
Right.
in Manhattan don't sound like me.
So where are
People-
you from? Like what
I'm
part
from
of
Long Island.
Oh, you're from
Island.
You're like from Long Island,
Long Island.
not Manhattan.
No,
Would you
people
say
from
that?
Manhattan.
Would you say that
They
it's
sound
easy to acquire merchandise in your area?
as opposed to Manhattan.
No, just in the general Manhattan, everywhere around you.
No, I think it's. I mean, it's pretty.
There's a lot of competition. It sounds like.
Well, it sounded well, and Matt told me today. He's like, "Yeah, I haven't been to any estate sales in months," and I was like, "Please don't go to any estate sales." Like, please don't go. Because he has merchandise coming to him. So
Yeah, that's what I wanted. That's my next step. That is the
Yeah.
next step in the Mighty Mushroom plan.
because I can't compete with him.
I just have to
if
get
we're at the
better
same
at what I'm
sale,
good at.
he can pay up.
What is he, a consigner? What's happening over there? What does he do? What does that Goomba do? Like, what is he like?
No, Matt's not a Goomba.
Oh, so
No,
Goomba is
he's-
a bad thing.
no.
It's like a puta, right? Like it's a bad thing.
No.
He's not a Goomba.
A
What's a Goomba?
Gumata is a girlfriend.
Gumata. Oh, a Gumata is a girlfriend. Sounds like a cheese, Rob. I'm serious.
No,
It sounds gelatinous. It sounds like you could spread it on bread.
Oh my god. I was gonna say
So-
spread on bread, but you said gelatinous. I just like saying gelatinous.
we have a lot of
Always
estate
hanging.
sales here.
Now you're doing the whole like, hey, how you doing? That whole like arm on the wall thing that like you cheesy guys do in bars, right? Like, hey, so you come around here a
That's
lot.
not me. I
You
don't
are
do
one
that.
of the cheesiest human beings I've ever encountered.
Not me.
You're like, how you doing over there, Kim?
Wait,
anytime there's a
tell us
female-
again about
or
how
anytime
old
there's a
women
female
love
on
you.
the show, anytime there's a female on the show, you have to make a point. You have to make a point. You're like, I gotta get a little bit of that attention. I just need to get a little bit. Like, here I am. I'm Bobby. I'm here. I got the
Busting your balls. I mean, I love it.
I got the Ermeglia.
Hermenegildo
What the
Why can't
hell?
you say Hermenegildo
Yeah, why can't you just say that?
Why can't what is that? What?
You don't know about Xenia?
No, I don't know what
I don't
about.
know about. Well, you don't
Is
sell
that a
men's
tomato
clothing,
sauce?
so
What is that? A pasta dish? What are we?
it's probably the most well-known suit brand in the world. So
And their spokesmodel is who?
Robert
Rob.
De Niro.
Yeah.
De Niro.
Robert
No,
De Niro
no,
is their main
Krillin Rob.
spokesmodel guy. There's
Yeah.
their main spokesman.
Yeah, so
Robert
that's,
fucking De Niro, bro.
Roll.
No, I supposed to like bra.
Have
What?
fun.
Nice,
Bye.
I'm going to
Yeah, I got
Session
to
it.
roll too. I just can't believe it's
Yeah.
11:35. Like what?
Where did she go, Nicole?
Oh,
She
got-
left.
That's-
She has
had
to
to go.
sleep.
She's
We all
had
have
to
to
night.
sleep. So yeah, the show started at like 9:15. You can see like two and a half hours almost went by in like half a second.
That's what we
Dude,
call an Irish exit.
And
Irish exit.
this is like a short show.
I know. We've gone for like 4 hours
Oh
before.
my god. It's
Holy shit!
insane.
Yeah,
Well,
like
you don't
shnikes.
text me when you're going live.
we've chiseled it to like what, like 2 in the morning, like 9 to
Oh,
2 o'clock in the morning.
For sure.
Yeah. Like we'll just have to stop and be like, we're all like exhausted.
We got
The
to
birds
go.
are like chirp, 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 chirp.
Generally, I'm working during the show, but like we're very caught up, and the work that I need to do now, I can't do during the show. So a lot of
Gotcha.
times I'll do like catch up work or whatever work needs to be done.
I did all my
It's-
drafts during the show, so I have stuff to post tomorrow while I'm at the Pacific Science Center.
Oh, so you can make $100 to give to me for my jacuzzi.
I'm working on it real hard.
So hot.
So had.
Oy
So
All right,
vey.
everybody. If you were watching this show now or in the future, hi, bye, stay sly. Robin, thanks for popping on.
Yeah,
If you subscribe to the channel, you get an alert when we go live because I'm like really random. Like sometimes I come on at 9 and sometimes I come on at 10. I don't know. So it's just whenever.
Pacific time.
like it.
Pacific.
All right.
She
Next time
Always
I'll bring
Pacific,
you a coffee. I'll bring you a coffee. I'll bring
Yeah, please don't request coffee.
you. You guys are
All right.
rad. All right. Talk to you guys later.
Good
Later, Rob. It was
night.
nice to
Good
meet you.
night.